why don't you like
And
the label African American?
well, because I'm not African. I mean, except for sharing. You got to let me finish. Let me finish, please. Sharing, a few strands of DNA with some people on that continent, which a lot of folks do, even the white Americans do, frankly, right? After 400 years of mixing and living amongst each other, that's just common. That happens with people groups all over the world, right? That's not a Black thing. That's just human nature. I think it takes more than just a few strands of distant DNA to be of an African nation. And again, it's a continent, it's a landmass, right? There's not a country that is really connected with that. And with countries, come culture and customs and language and all that stuff. And there isn't anything specific when you just call somebody a generic African. Also, people like Elon Musk, they come here from Africa. Anybody can come from Africa and claim that they're African American. And so it's just not specific enough for me. You have the mayor of New York, I think he was either born or raised in Uganda, but he's an Indian. He's an ethnic, you know what I mean? Racially and ethnic, he's an Indian. But he called himself an African American to get into college or some, I don't know. Like he checked the box for some benefit that have generally been set aside for minorities in this country. And those were things that were long fought for by my people, my ancestors, right? Because of what we endured, not somebody who just, got here, 20 years ago. And so that's one of the reasons. There's no way sorry, I'm cooking, if you can hear. There's no way to tell the difference between us on paper if you're calling yourself an African American and I'm calling myself an African American. And we have completely different lineages. We have different cultures. I have racial and ethnic admixture that is unlike anybody on the continent, and so that's why. Does that answer that question?
Yeah, I have a sister here on the panel that identifies herself as an African American that shares the same lineage as well. So you all have different ideologies and different ways of viewing yourselves. She acknowledges her African ancestry.
I didn't say I didn't do that.
She also tries to learn about her ancestry. She doesn't want to limit herself to just 400 years of as a total existence, and she knows that she has more ancestors that lived in the continent that ancestors that lived in the Americas.
She likely has ancestors that live in Europe too, and from the Americas, is Native Americans as well. Does she have any interest in learning more about those?
Well, in my case, do you want to?
I'm gonna speak for myself. Yeah. Okay. So, as far as it comes to European ancestry and things like that, the amount of European ancestry that I have is quite small. I've been able to go back at least 5 to 6 generations, and I haven't encountered a single European yet. But if I do have that in my line, then okay. I mean, we're completely immersed in European culture as colonized peoples globally. So, we learn about European history all the time. Pretty much everyone does who has been colonized and enslaved. So that's why I like to focus on the history that was hidden from me and the history that makes up the majority of my ancestry.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think we're just talking about like individual choices, which is perfectly fine. I think what people learn, of course, that's not going to change biology, right? Anybody can take up a language. I can learn Japanese. You know what I mean? So I just prefer to reflect my lived experience because I think that's more important. Just to me, it's something that I can certainly relate to and something I can describe when somebody asks me about my heritage. It's impossible for me to talk about a specific ethnic tribe or language and customs of which I know nothing about. I've never ever visited the continent. I don't have any family there.
I get it. So this is what I think happened to you, and maybe this is what you need to do to solve the problem if you choose to.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Why
Let me explain. I haven't even. It's not bad.
Yeah, you said there's a problem.
It's nothing bad. It's nothing bad. Let me just explain. It's nothing bad. Just calm down. I promise you, it's not bad.
I didn't say it was bad. But you said
just wait. I didn't say. I said this is what I think happened. I didn't say it was a problem. I said this is what I think happened. Just give me a minute.
The problem.
Give me a minute. And you can disagree afterwards. We don't have to fight. This might be why you fight on other panels. I don't fight here.
No.
I'm not gonna. Okay, just tell me. So we don't argue. Just tell me. Just give me a second. Colonization systematically programs conquered peoples by imposing the colonizer's language. We are speaking English, me and you right now. We're speaking the colonizer's language. Their laws, we're abiding by the colonizer's laws. Their educational system, we went through that same educational system, probably Eurocentric, and the colonizer's religion, probably some type of Christianity, maybe, I'm not sure. Growing up, perhaps, or maybe continue till now. I think about it as a software. So this software overrides the indigenous systems, which is our ancestors' way of life. It completely wipes it away in some cases. Engineering a society that now serves the colonizers' economic and political control. The goal, this is the colonizers' goal when they did everything they did. The goal is to create a dependent population that internalizes inferiority and excellence, which is about ourselves and what we should value, and externalizes the colonizer's culture as superior. This psychological and social programming ensures lasting dominance long after the physical occupation ends. This is what happens to the people in Africa. But this what the rest happened to us. Affecting identity, we now identify a little bit differently. Thought patterns, the way we think, and self-governance. The solution then is decolonization. So therefore, decolonization therefore requires deprogramming, which might be difficult. This might be the difficult part. Deprogramming, reclaiming language, that might be difficult. Knowledge of self, or knowledge in general, and cultural frameworks. So that's the solution. That's how to get back to it. You may agree or disagree, but we are all colonized people, and maybe some of us now want to live the way the colonizers live and forget about our indigenous ways. Because we claim that we can go back and figure it out. But if we really want to, we can, but some people choose not to. So the only solution we have is decolonization, because we were colonized. The solution to colonization is decolonization. So some of us are not willing to do the work of decolonization. And that might be where the problem is, as I was saying. So if you choose not to decolonize, then it will continue to be colonized. I'm trying to decolonize myself. I'm still working on it. Every day I work hard at it. It's not an easy work, but that's the only solution we have. So when you say, like, I looked in your profile and I saw what you reposted, it says we're not Africans, and the other one is talking about in your profile that let's see here, that gaslighting Black Americans for delineating. So I get where you're coming from. I get where you are, but I don't want to stop you from doing what you're doing. But if you truly wanted to find out your true identity, then you might want to decolonize. It doesn't mean you're African. You just have to decolonize and you find your truths. But if so far as you're functioning under the software of the colonizer, then you keep thinking perhaps the way you're thinking.
I know that you don't think that what you're saying is insulting when you use words like fix the problem. Here's a solution to the problem. Now, you said it a second time, and you might not recall that you say it, but don't fight me on this.
I remember.
If there's anybody out there, if y'all heard him say solution to the problem. Okay.
I said it.
Okay. Find out your identity. Find out who you are. And that assumes that presumes.
I didn't say find. I said decolonize, and then
no. You said no.
Did you hear me say decolonize also?
I did hear decolonize.
Okay,
I also
he said.
I heard you. Please don't everybody start talking at once. Please.
Decolonize.
It's okay. I heard him say decolonize. I heard you say that. but I also say, you said that I need to find my true self. It's though I'm currently not true. As if who I am, the person that I have become, right, over my ancestors' 400-year existence in this country is not true. It's not real. And that is where
Is the language we are speaking right now, does it belong to our ancestors?
Yes,
It
because
does.
some of my
It
let me
does.
answer. Yes, I am
Because you have
not
white
100%.
people in your ancestry.
Let me answer. The man asked me. Listen, if I have ancestors who are from England, which I do, then that is part of
Okay,
my ancestral lineage.
that further explains my point.
Then that is my ancestor.
You prefer your European ancestors over your African ancestors.
Now that's a different question.
No,
You
no,
asked me a question.
that answers my
Yes.
question. That answers my question.
No, you asked two different questions. You asked me one, is it my ancestral language? And then you asked me, do I prefer it? Those are two separate questions. And one does not have to be in any way associated with the other. Do you get that? Right? Whether I prefer it or not is immaterial to the fact that my genetics are no longer the same as my 17th great ancestor
How you
from
figure?
Africa who was put on that ship.
How you figure?
Well, because they are not racially admixed with Chickasaw Native, and I know that
some of them in Africa. Okay, yeah, you're right.
They are okay, because there are no Chickasaw Natives that are originating in Africa. Those people are not there, and so me being a partial Creole descent, I'm not going to have that. And so that is part of my story. And for me to eliminate that and just say I'm African and I need to find some African language and African to be true, that what I am is not real. What the Creole culture is not real.
Are you?
Right? What I am, all the stuff that
wait.
my family is not true. And that can be
Zoe's gone. I'm Creole as well. So what are you talking about?
Zay can come back up, but stay on mute.
I didn't say I was Creole, but I have Creole ancestry.
Okay,
I am Creole relatives.
I am Creole.
I wasn't speaking for you, ma'am. I would never speak for somebody else. I was speaking.
No, what I'm saying is that you're feigning like offense at something he said, and he's just talking about how we need to decolonize. I'm saying that we do need to decolonize. I don't see anything wrong with what he said. Maybe you were offended by it, but nothing that he said was inaccurate.
Okay,
none of it was
that's why we're
inaccurate.
different folks. Well, I mean, I have a different opinion about it, and so when somebody tells me that I need to find my true self, it to me it goes to that that kind of.
So let me ask you.
Africans have this. Please let me finish this. Please.
All right, finish this one. After you finish with this one, I need to talk to you. There's
this low key disdain that comes from African people to Black people in the West, right? As if it has been some choice of ours, right? That we have become who we are. And so therefore, unless you connect with your quote unquote roots in Africa, then you are nothing. You are not legitimate. What you are is not good enough, right? And I'm saying that I reject that, and that's offensive because I do feel good enough. What we had to build here is new, and it's complete. It was built out of something over centuries. And because it's not African doesn't delegitimize it. I am still Black. I still recognize that I have African ancestry, but I also recognize that I have non-African ancestry. And that is part of my story. That is what makes me me. And my culture, because I hear Africans sometimes say, what is your culture? And Caribbeans too. What is your culture? As if we don't have one. Way offensive. Way offensive.
Are you done, ma'am?
Yeah, and you know, and it's like you can't have in existence a group of people, an ethnic group of people for 400 years and presume that there is no culture. Every place, everybody has a culture.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
So you made a submission talking about you have admixture from Native Americans, yet you don't practice any of that culture. You don't practice you don't speak any of their languages. He made reference to your African ancestry, yet you don't practice any of that culture. You don't practice any of that language or nothing. And then you reference your European. No, don't cut me off. Don't cut me off.
I was just
You don't cut me off, please.
I said
don't cut me off. Don't cut me off. Don't cut me off. I didn't cut you off. Don't cut me off. You made reference of your European ancestry, And then you said, yes, that one, that particular one, that's the one you want to hang on to. That's the one you speak in that language.
I didn't say that. I didn't say
No,
that. Go ahead.
let me finish. That's what you said. You can correct me afterwards. That's what you said. And I'm telling you, when all your ancestors, all of your admixtures, they had a particular culture they all practiced. I'm not saying that what happened didn't happen. I know what happened. All I'm saying is that it's from everything that you've said tonight, since I just came on the panel, it's leaning more to the YT side of your ancestry. Even your posts, if everybody wants to go look at her profile, even your posts is leaning more to your YT ancestry.
Western. I'm Western. Why would it not?
It's the YT. That's who manufactured the Western.
I said I'm
That's
Western.
that's
Yes,
who.
yes. But that's what
Okay
happens
then.
after 400 years.
You've made a choice. You've made a choice.
No,
What-
after 400 years,
No,
it's not a choice.
you've made it. No, ma'am, you made a choice because there's another sister on the panel that is not in agreement with you, and you said people can make their own personal choice. I'm using your words. So you made a choice to lean closer to your YT's ancestry. So therefore, I don't even
lean closer.
She made a choice to lean closer to her African ancestry. You made a choice.
I just want to know what it means. How do you lean closer?
You lean closer by identifying closer with what they identify with. Practice what they practice. She practices different than you do. By choice. You said you don't have a choice, but you do have a choice. She made a choice. And you made a choice. I'm making a choice. We all have we all have free will. We can make choices, all of us. So when you try to claim that I'm trying to force you to be African, I've never said that. I just said you need to decolonize from the YT, so you can find out some things about yourself. Otherwise, the software.
Can you explain?
You're interrupting me again. I let you
explain colonization? I would like to hear that.
I'll explain it to you. Give me 1 second. Give me one. No. I'll read it again. Give me 1 second, and I'll explain it. No, I'm not giving you an opinion. I'm gonna give you facts. I'm gonna give you fact, not an opinion. I'll tell you how, ma'am. I'll tell you how. When you give me
We're
a minute.
internally colonized.
So
The
there's
West-
And
something.
the Africans are too, and they don't want to admit it.
What's going
They do
on
admit
here?
it. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, we are all colonized. All of us black folks are all colonized in Africa, in the Caribbean, and in America. Some in some degree more, some degree less, but we are all colonized people. Colonization systematically programs conquered people. We were all conquered people, all of us. Conquered peoples by imposing the colonizers' language, laws, education, and religion. We all speak in English, right? This software overrides indigenous systems. We no longer practice our ancestors' ways of life 100%. Some higher degrees, in some cases, some less. But all of us practice something a little bit different. Engineering a society that now serves the colonized.
I get to respond?
Oh my goodness, I'm reading, ma'am. I didn't interrupt you once. I know you have that superiority, but give me a second. I'll get to you.
Don't insult me.
I'm not. That was an insult. That was a praise actually. Engineering a society that now serves the colonizers' economic and political control. Everything we do serves that economic and political control. The goal of the colonizer is to create a dependent population that internalizes inferiority. We don't even value anything. We just heard it. Like a prime example, I'm not going to say it, but a prime example, the non-valuing of our ancestors' ways of life. Like it's not even in value. We prefer to look out to lean, I'll say it again, lean towards the YT side, the colonizer side, and externalize the colonizer's culture as superior. This psychological and social programming ensures lasting dominance long after physical occupation ends. This is what's happening in Africa, like you said, Be More. Yes, Africans are colonized. It's happening there. I see it. I acknowledge it. But the rest of it is happening to all of us, affecting our identity, because now we want to look, smell, act like the whiteys, thought patterns. And everything I'm saying happens to all of us, not just Black Americans. All of us as Black people. Thought patterns, the way we think, and self-governance. Decolonization, ma'am. The solution, what you asked for, decolonization, therefore, requires deprogramming. Remember, it's a software that overrides indigenous systems. So we need to deprogram ourselves, reclaiming language, knowledge, cultural frameworks. I hope I answered that question, Be More.
No, I'm curious. How do you figure that Black Americans are supposed to deprogram? Because I think that's very insulting. Because we've been here for over 400 years, and we honor our ancestors.
When you're done, man. When you're done,
it's disingenuous to sit here and say that we're colonized because we honor the people that our ancestors and the people before us in this country and not Africa. It's disingenuous. Okay. It really is, and it's like an insult, and this is where you get the pushback from.
I'd like to respond.
Hold on. I'm the host. Can you please educate them, please? Maybe they don't know how, and they're very genuinely honest. They don't know how to.
It's literally disingenuous.
Hold on. Let's take it. Let's have decorum. Let's have decorum.
Not to you.
Can we have decorum, please? Thank you.
Okay, we have been recognized as being internally colonized for a very long time. Pan-Africanists who are African American have been writing about this for years. If you research it, you can look up internal colonization of African Americans, put it in whatever your search engine is, and you will find multiple documents spanning decades. But before that, I'll just give this, analogy, right? So we've been here for 400 years, but so have Native Americans. We can recognize that they have been colonized. They are colonized. They recognize that. Why then do we feel that we are not colonized alongside them? What makes us unique from their situation that we too are not colonized?
What I don't understand is...
Please, can I respond? Because he spoke to me originally. If I can please respond to the host.
I
wanted to know, do you feel like Black Americans are we're displaced Africans? We're just
I don't feel that way. No.
Okay. Because that's almost how people like you sound to me when you say things like you need to fix yourself. Yeah, because you have this idea.
Did I say any of that? Did I say any of that? Did I say any of that?
No. I'm telling you what I hear when you say that I need to do all of this finding true self and doing research and work so you can decolonize and stuff like that. I agree we are colonized people. But here's the thing with us Black Americans. We have created something new out of scratch. And that's why I don't see us as a lot of Black immigrants do. They see us as just displaced Africans. So they compare us to themselves. You don't know where you from? No. Where you really from? Those type of questions.
Have you heard me say any of that tonight?
No, not you. I didn't say you. But that is a common
people that sound like him. That's what you said.
That's a common refrain that's often noted. And so, that's to me that push to get out of what we are, that's taken 400 years to build, to attach ourselves onto something else. It's like we've got all of this extra work to do. When you are born,
we all have the extra work to do. All of us.
Okay.
All of us.
Yeah, but you don't have that extra work to become African.
What do you mean?
It's like,
yes, we do. Yes,
what's wrong with me being Black American?
Hold on, ma'am. Yes, we do have that extra work to do to become.
What's wrong with that?
No, we don't, because we don't aspire to be African.
Okay, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Hold on. Be more. You see what I mean? I just read it to you right now. There's no more a desire, and I understand it. If that's how you are. Because of colonization, the software that is running is now making you. It is. Why can't you just admit? So did you answer?
This is where you're gonna always get to put.
No. You're just lying to yourself. You're just one at a time, please.
It doesn't make sense.
There's one. I'll explain it to you. Let me explain it to you. So let me rephrase it. If you're not colonized, why are you speaking the Europeans' language? If you're not
That's
colonized,
y'all
We
put
are
emphasis on
colonized.
language. We don't, and that's the difference. You're the ones
what do you
always
mean
put
you're not
emphasis
speaking the
on
European? What do you
language
mean you're not
or
speaking
what
the European
tribe you
man's language?
from, what
What?
region you
Why
from.
are you
We
lying
don't
to your
move like
Demo? You just came up here to fight. You don't want to have a
we're
genuine
not you.
conversation.
Sounds like it.
You just came up here to fight. Are you for real?
Yeah, because legit, we speak English from Europe. We speak English from Europe.
I agree. We are.
That's
We are. Yes.
So I
colonization,
guess we
ma'am.
supposed to just start speaking African all of a
No,
sudden.
ma'am. No, ma'am. That's not how
Nobody
it
said
works.
that
It
either. You're not
requires.
listening.
I
You're
know
here to be
exactly what he's
combative and
saying.
not answer the question.
It's almost like a destiny swap. It's like after 400 years, the
Oh
Africans
my
say, "Oh, you're
goodness!
If you
He
keep
African
doing
just came
this,
up
I'ma
here.
drop
He
American.
just
you.
came
You
up here
gotta,
to
you don't
fight,
know
man.
where you're from.
He
You're
just
from
came up here to
Africa."
fight. That's all. That's all you did. He just
You
came up here
changing
to
the
fight.
you
He
changing the
said none of
vibe of
those
the
things,
live.
ma'am.
Please don't do that, or I'm gonna have to drop you. I'm interested in hearing what you have to say, but please don't be combative up here. It is way too late for that. Okay? Discuss your point civilly, please. With civility. Thank you.
I don't
If
understand
we do that,
what right do anybody have to say what we call
It's not
ourselves from in
about right,
America?
ma'am.
It seemed like
Okay.
it. It
Hold on.
seemed
Hold
like
on.
all of
Hold
a
on. You
sudden
know
they
what?
were.
You know what? Let me explain. Maybe he came in a little later. I was on here talking to Africans, just talking to them, vibing with them, speaking about bridging the gap with them, talking about Africa. Our sister below you pulls up on me, tell me how Africans don't like to have her on her panels because things go left and south. And then she introduced a different topic. Now we're discussing it. Now it's a problem. And now you want to play victim?
I thought it was on topic. I was
No,
talking about.
no.
Who's playing victim? Because we
It took
gotta
us
play
somewhere
victim and
else.
you
It took us
care.
somewhere else.
We don't
I'm not
care. We
complaining.
don't care.
I'm not
All right, I
complaining.
apologize.
No,
I
it's all good.
apologize.
No, it's all good. I'm okay with it because it's still in lines of the prompt. But you
Well,
took us
that's what
somewhere
I
else.
Why
thought.
don't y'all do the Caribbean people and Jamaicans and all the other? You always seem
They.
to do that to Black Americans. I
What
know.
am I
You
saying
don't
that
do
is
that
it?
to the
What am I
Jamaicans. You
saying that
don't
is
do it to
incorrect,
the Caribbeans.
ma'am?
You don't do it to no other
Ma'am.
black sport despoil
Okay,
but
I
Black
need to
Americans.
move. I need to move on to the next person. Aliyah, how you doing, sister?
Doing well, Pan. How are you?
I'm
Hello,
doing
everyone.
wonderful.
Yeah, I want to address that part of the part of like decolonization and stuff like that. One of the things is like when I hear words like decolonization, so like yeah, like a lot of us in Africa were colonized, but like some of us still like the whole when I hear like let's decolonize, I don't get it, especially from my side of it, because I don't know what
You
anything that white people.
want me to explain it to you?
No, I do know what the word is, but like I don't know what we need to decolonize from,
Well,
like
there's several
as
things.
my country.
One can be religion, right? The education system that they provided to us. That way, I don't know about your country, about how much Eurocentric it is. If it is, then maybe that too. And then maybe the way you're now govern yourself in this era versus the way your ancestors governed themselves. Do you think the political governance system you are using today is working for you guys?
No, because like we still don't have like a stable
No,
government. We're still working on that.
aside from that, but do you think it's working? Aside from it being the
On the
way it
way
is
we're
because of the
governing
civil war and all
ourselves,
that. Yeah, the governance.
with the way we're governing ourselves, it's still the way that our people used to govern themselves before the white T-mans had arrived our shores, which was
Right.
always ruled by like tribal thing, and it's still
Uh-huh.
like that right now because like we have like system called like 4.5, which is like always like majority tribes kind of rule type of thing, and we always had that. It was never from the white T, and on top of it, we like kept our language because we don't speak English or like any like it was like French, Italian and the British that colonized my country, right? And we don't speak none of their language because like we don't have none of it. So maybe like yeah, for like some parts of Africa, they do need to like decolonize from their
And then what about
the ways of
Wahhabism? What about that? Do you think that's a problem too? Because in the 70s, you were a lot different than what you're like today.
how so?
Come on now, just play. Let's not play the games. You know what I mean. You know
No,
how your grandmas and grandpas used to dress and think, and today it's a little bit different.
But like you do know that we still dress up like that, but like not like publicly fully, but we do it
But
like
so
when we're having like parties and
would
stuff
you
like
call
that.
that colonization then? If it did happen, the transition took place and it wasn't
Technically,
indigenous.
technically, it's not colonization if you still have your old things and you just adding new stuff to it,
So
right?
which one do
Because
you value more? The new one or the indigenous one?
we value both because of the thing is Pen, because like when it came to the religion, right, all like our dressing and the way we dress and all that came with the religion, and the religion kind of teaches you to dress modesty, and the clothes that we used to wear and the traditional Somali clothes are not modest, most of it, right? Because our hair used to be out, like it was like a half clothing and it wasn't fully covering ourselves, so we still wear those like at parties and weddings and all that, but we don't wear it on a day to day because like we can't be worshiping God and expect to
So
like be exposing
that means
ourselves.
the new religion, founded religion that wasn't there for tens of thousands of years, now overrides the original ways based on the new way of worshiping, and that also transitioned the way of dressing, because the way of dressing due to that religion is not seen as modest. Am I correct?
In a way, you are correct, okay?
Okay,
But
so
at the same time, when you
that's
say like
colonization.
no, but when you say like to decolonize from that, that would like it's in a way for us like if you say like decolonize from that part of it, it will require us to like why are we still in the religion? Might as well just exit the whole
That's part
religion,
of the
you know?
decolonization. That's part of the decolonization process.
But we're never going to
I know. See,
decolonize
I
that
know.
part of
Okay,
Somalia.
okay, then. Okay, that's
Yeah, but
and you don't have to. Like I said, I told the sister she doesn't have to. I don't know.
yeah, but
We don't have to. We don't have to argue about what party.
correct.
But I understand. I see what the issues are. I'm just
Yeah.
presenting them. Is a choice. Like I told her, he has to make a choice. It's her
Mhm.
choice. If she wants to lean closer to the YT side, like the
Yeah.
sister below her is leaning closer to the African side. It's a choice. So it's all a choice. But
I
it
think
all
she does
boils.
understand. She does understand, but the problem is like since it's coming from you as an African, she won't hear what you're saying. So she will just go forced to
why
like
not ask
argue and
me
start
from
fighting.
her
Instead of
here?
listening, she just seems
think
like
that's the
she's just
case.
responding to
Why
I
respond.
really don't
speak for
think
me?
that's the case. I don't know
No,
what
it
was
seems like
said.
you guys are
hold
just
on.
listening to respond instead of like listening
You
to
We
can
what
can
he's saying.
we can have a conversation.
But I'm gonna mute myself and let them
Have a
speak.
conversation. We can all have a conversation. We don't have to argue. There's not this is not the panel that people typically have on TikTok where they go around arguing, fighting back, and I don't do that here. I like to have conversations. Let's talk. This is how we this is called bridging the gap. This is how we better understand. We have to communicate. Otherwise, we're never gonna get anywhere ever. I was listening to the Munich Security Conference a few days ago, and now they're talking about recolonizing the whole world again. And we are here fighting about history, identity, and culture. Like we're always gonna be in the bottom of the pole if we keep thinking the way we think. Always. No matter if some might be better than others, but we are all always gonna be in the bottom of the pole, regardless. We don't have the big boom booms. We don't have some of there's a lot we don't have. We are behind
It
them. We're
starts
behind.
with mutual respect. Like I can respect foreign cultures as African cultures, and I see them as just as what they are. They are foreign, and I can respect their integrity as individual nations and tribes and ethnicities within those nations, right, for what they are, without expecting them to become more like me. And if Africans, and especially immigrants, who keep trying to get, you're African, you're African, you're African, when I tell them, no, I'm not. I have African ancestry.
Okay.
And they don't want to accept it.
Then
That makes it hard.
I get you.
Wait,
I need to move on to
wait,
I need to
Pam.
move on to the. Oh, hold on. I need to move on to the next person, but before that, I want to play this. Europeans know where they come from. They know where they come from. Listen to this. This was just a few days ago by one of the top 4 people in charge of America.
And clear to all that this is neither our goal nor our wish. Because for us Americans, our home may be in the Western Hemisphere, but we will always be a child of Europe.
They will always be a child of Europe. They know where they come from. But us, we have to deny, because it's an insult to be a child of that S-hole continent. It's an insult.
Then ask them if they call themselves
That's not
European.
true.
Ask them if
It's,
they
it's
We
an
call
insult to
themselves
acknowledge that
call
we
European,
are
me an
descendants
African.
and
I'm
you'll
not.
get a different
Look,
answer.
go to her
It's not
profile.
true.
Go to her profile. You see it.
Well, that's her, not me.
Wait, did you hear me, sir? I said ask any American if they still go around calling themselves Europeans, and you will get a very different
Ma'am,
answer.
I talk to them
European
whitey folks.
American
I talk to them
is not
whitey
a
folks
term.
all the time, ma'am. They know that I'm German. I'm
You didn't answer my
Irish.
question.
Okay, you know
You
what?
didn't answer my
I'll show
question.
you. I'll show you. I'll show you.
I know.
I
You
have
said if they
evidence.
call themselves that, but
Right,
they'll
right.
proudly proclaim
I
where
did
they come from. They'll
right,
say
and I
that
don't.
I'm Scottish or whatever, or I'm Irish and things like that.
Right,
We do
Exactly.
not do the same.
Exactly.
Why?
right.
And they'll
Well,
be
one of
lying too. Some of them don't even know. They'll just claim somewhere in Europe
oh sure.
because they're
Well,
proud of it.
they're probably just as mixed up as we are, right? They'll have 12 different hyphens before their American nationality, right? Irish, German, Scott, and low-key African too, native too, right? Because we can't be mixed up here and them not mixed up too, right? But it's like that's part of the colonization, right? White and black were created for the colonies, right? And I just think that if I'm supposed to throw that away
White
to
was a
accept
birth
something that's
defect.
strange,
I don't understand what's
that's
the
new and
problem with
foreign,
us saying we're of
something. Oh my
African
God!
descent. Our ancestors were from
What's the
All
Africa,
right,
problem?
but we're
all
Black
right, chef.
American.
All
What
right,
is the
chef.
problem?
Go ahead, chef. Actually, let me play this real quick. It's 2 seconds, 5 seconds. Just
Okay.
listen to this.
No, you got it. You got
I
it.
mean, look, I am derived from Europe, Scotland, and Germany. 100% Scotland, my mother. 100% German, my father.
All right, go ahead, sis.
Now, this is
Um,
the man. He was hugging the
I
American
just,
flag.
so I wasn't just getting ready to talk, right? Okay. Um, I find it really ironic the how easily we are pitted against one another. I just listened to multiple women on this panel insult this man. I have heard many people tell me Africans don't like us because we are from here. And then I just listened to a woman tell him it sounds bad because coming from someone who sounds like you, it makes me feel like you're attacking me, or however she worded that. This is crazy. The fact that we can spend this much time arguing against each other, while meanwhile he just played y'all what they talking about. They not arguing against if they are from England or if they are from Germany or if they are from, they're not arguing about none of that. We find any and every little thing to argue about, pick apart, and have a problem with each other. And this is why we stay at the bottom of the pile. Because we can't even get our own selves together. We're too busy fighting everybody that looks like us. Instead of us talking about the issues within our community and us getting ourselves together, we are fighting each other constantly. Sitting here listening to y'all just drag this man through the mud. This is crazy. For what? You must have never been on his panel before, because if you have been on his panel before, you would know the type of stand-up brother that he is. He is about solutions. He is about solution-based conversations. He's not here to argue, fuss, fight, or demoralize anybody from wherever they were born at. He is here to find solutions to make us stronger, to fortify us. And y'all on here attacking this man only because of his accent. Because if he was a American brother speaking this same speak, y'all wouldn't have disrespected him the way y'all just did. My plane is
What you
landed.
mean by y'all? I didn't disrespect him. So what do you
I
mean,
mean
y'all?
exactly you, because yes, you did.
Let him speak for
I
himself.
didn't disrespect him
Were you
at all.
disrespected?
Oh my goodness.
I
Thank you,
don't
sis.
understand why is
appreciate
it that
I appreciate you,
Africans think
sister.
that
You
we
already
have
know I
to
got you,
claim
bro. You already know I
African.
got you. But
All right.
I don't understand
utterly
it.
ridiculous what I listen to.
I don't understand it. I have Irish in me. 10%. Am I to say I'm Irish too?
Me too. My great grandfather is Irish.
Okay,
That's how I
so
got
so
these eyes that I
if I
got. I'm
claim that
still black. I'm
that
still
my
black.
parent, if my lineage is from Africa, but my family has been here over 400 years, what is the harm and what's harming the people from Africa if I say I'm Black American? This is the problem we're having. It's not that you're denying that you're descent from Africa. It's just saying that you're proud to be here too and claim your ancestors that have been here over 400 years. What is the problem? What sin is we having against Africans if we just claim that we're from here
Okay,
too?
ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Yeah,
I don't get it. That's the part I don't get. Nobody has yet
the
to
mistake you're
Stop
explain.
talking,
making
and he's trying to tell you.
the mistake you're making is that I have not once said that you're not a Black American or African American. I have not once said that I don't acknowledge that ethnogenesis took place in America and you're like a new ethnic group. I have not once said that. All I said, and I don't know why you're offended by that, is that we all, as Black people, need to decolonize. I don't understand how that is a problem.
But you keep saying,
Knowing that,
"Oh, in your
hold on,
language,
knowing that,
you Africans,
hold on,
y'all
hold
have
on.
an emphasis on
Let me land,
language
let me
and
land,
tribes. We don't."
let me land.
Okay.
Knowing that if the white man never showed up and interfered in with us, that we wouldn't be who we are today. But because of
He
that,
did show up, and Africans cooperated with him.
I understand that. So now we do
Right?
have a choice
They did
on the
business
right.
with him.
All
Can you
right.
let him finish,
I don't
please?
have no respect at all.
All right, no worries. Hey,
None.
Black Royal, I'm gonna stop you. Black Royal, welcome to the panel, sis.
Hey, hey. So, um, it's so much I want to say, but let me just say this. First of all, I think what we need to do is just really mind our own damn businesses and really stop looking into other people's closets and caring and arguing with them about what's in their closet. Who gives a shit if they want to call themselves Portuguese, gulagoo, whatever? We shouldn't care. What we should be focusing on is that one key thing that I've heard everybody say, that we as Black people are at the bottom. So at our big old grown ass ages, we still should not be sitting up in 2026 talking about anybody is colonizing us. At this point, instead of just sitting and talking, because I swear for God, I can go to bed, wake up, and still see the same damn people and move on with my day, come back and still see the same people arguing about the same shit. And I'm like, do anybody got a job? Is anybody trying to do anything productive? You know, we talk about it, we arguing about it, but what are we actually doing? Because we can sit and talk, scream, cry, whatever, until the cows come home. But unless somebody is actually out there, like, hands down, foot in the dirt, getting out here trying to make a difference for our people, then all this other shit, it means nothing. Rather, what anybody call themselves. So I think that's the one thing we do need to stop doing between all of us, you know, with this, oh, well, you're this and you're that and you're this. If you don't want to deal with a person because they are whatever they are, then don't deal with them. But to sit and try to beat a person up over the head and tell them that they've lost their self or they got an identity problem because they don't know who they are, you gotta just sit and think about it. That doesn't make a person with identity issues that they don't know anything about Africa. You cannot say anything about that. If they don't know anything about it, they don't know nothing about it. I don't know absolutely nothing about Africa other than what I've learned since I've been married and really having my children or whatever. But other than that, it's not something that's going to be in somebody's everyday conversation, and not everybody walked around calling themselves African American despite wherever their ancestors come from. We ain't gonna tell them that their grandmama a liar or nothing, because sitting here arguing with that person, tell me what did it accomplish for us as BLK people? That you won an argument, you won a fight and said, aha, I got you to admit to this, or I was able to debunk you. Where does debunking a person or sitting here going backwards and forwards with a person, where does that get us to move a step forward, when it should be plans of what is our next move to get where we're gonna go? How are we gonna get there? What are we gonna do? Like, these are like productive conversations that we should be having as BLK people, considering we are at the bottom around the world. Is let's sit and think of a master plan. I'm always thinking of a master plan, and I'm always out here on the go trying to get it going. So everybody, if everybody was moving that way and trying to figure out how to pull us up out of the bottom, I don't think they would care what's on nobody's genealogy or nobody DNA, or give two shits about what their grandmama told them. Now, if that's all that y'all focused on, then y'all not on here really trying to do no solutions. You just on here just because somebody done pissed you off, or you done had a shitty day and you just want to yell at somebody and take out your frustrations. But if you really on here for solution based, then like, let's get on some real shit.
Host, do you think we need to decolonize in order to do trade together, in order to like sell goods and services to each other
No,
internationally?
no, but we need to decolonize and understand our shared lineage. I didn't say you're from Africa. I just said shared lineage. I hope that doesn't trigger anybody, because we.
But you do business with the Chinese and you don't
I
require.
wasn't done.
Let me,
I said no. I answered your
Pan, when you
question.
done, I want to answer
I
somebody in
answered
the
your question with
comments.
no. That's what I said it with no, right? But I said we do need to decolonize so we can be allies in the quest of liberation from the whitey superiority that is upon all of us. If you're talking about trade, we don't need to
Do
do it
you think that decolonizing us, decolonizing in the West, would that
decolonizing all
equal?
of us. Why are you keeping it
No,
to
no, I
yourself
understand. No,
only?
no, because I'm asking because we were raised in the West. Would that be removing a great deal of who we are since we are
No,
Western?
no, it's just having the awareness, waking up
Okay,
to who.
okay.
It's
I
not
guess
removing your old
I view decolonizing as
awareness.
different.
Awareness, like
Okay.
raising, like not delete, not limiting who you are, but understand. It's knowledge. Like if you read
I agree with the
books,
lady.
acquiring more knowledge, all these things will help. And because we, at the end of the day, we are all still being subjugated by this YT system, no matter how we see ourselves.
Can I answer Black G real fast?
No, if
Um
you're reading the comments, I don't recommend that. If you're reading the comments,
no, it's not an argument. They asked me what was my master plan, and you know I'm always excited to share my master plan. So my
I
master
need to get
plan is
supply
you got to
books.
hit them hard where it matters. So if we start looking at targeting the businesses that brings in that dollar that spreads through, so what are those major businesses that are in play right now, and then what can we do to interact with that major business? So one of the major businesses that's in play right now is the telephone, the telecommunications. So what I have done is I've opened up my own cell phone company. So my goal is to pull all of our black dollars out of the white people's phone companies. So no more T-Mobile, no more Verizon, no more Metro, because I am up there on that tower. So I'm not under them. I am on that tower. So I am trying to pull our dollars from
Follow
these
you.
people and put them into our communities.
Oh, we
Okay,
already friends. Okay, yeah, I need
Oh,
to
sorry.
follow
Go ahead.
you.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I need to follow you because see, I want to know how you. Yes, sign me up, ma'am. Sign me up because see, my money needs to be with my people. I'm tired of arguing with people that look like me. I'm trying to give you my money. Why I gotta fight with you?
Well, girl, look on my page, and
I sure
I
am.
also have an opportunity. So it's not like I said, I'm for my people. So I didn't just start a company and say, "Oh, I'm about to be trying to make me some dollars." How I have it set up, if you read it, it's on there for the salespeople. So if you're coming in and you're one hell of a salesperson, then whatever area you're in, I will put a store in that area for you to manage and run, and then you make so much money within that store within the time frame that's agreed upon, and then you take over that store and now you ownership. And the only contract that I will have you sign is stating that if you do sell, it can only be sold to black people, not, you can never sell to a white person. So I am trying to franchise this around the world in all black areas around the world. That is my
Yes.
goal.
So, Black Rose, do you believe that if we all practice self-love as a people, I'm talking about Black people, that we will do more business with each other?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's part of decolonization. Because part of the software that I call colonization programmed us not to love each other, and you can trace this back either in the continents, how they separated us, or how they separated the enslaved Africans in America, and not to love each other. You can trace it back to that, and we still do that today. It's part of the colonization. So when I say decolonization, it's not just about picking up the African ways. It's removing the virus. I call it the virus. All the bad things, all the culture, like some things are not indigenous to us. Like, for example, I don't want to say the wrong thing
Hating
here.
our skin, hating
Let me
what we look like, hating our hair, hating our
hate
skin, hating each
not just
other.
that. Not just that. I want to find something different.
Those are my
No,
major problems.
those are there too. Those are there. But let me see. For example, like valuing the Ferraris, valuing the Lamborghini, valuing the European cars over anything. We don't make cars, but and then when it comes to that designers, that whatever is that luxury, we value. So the Prada, the Gucci, the Fendi's,
You know
the
me, I
Chanel.
separated.
What's
I
that?
separated. I said, you know me, I told you I separated a long time ago. I could have taken, I had a very good job working, at Toyota, making damn good money as a manager, but now I've taken that, I've opened my own business, and I bought land. I didn't buy a big 300, 400, 500, $600,000 home. I bought land for $3,500, and then I cleared it,
Do
and
it.
then I put a mobile home on it. So I don't believe in busting my ass to go and give my money away trying to keep up with the Joneses and stuff. That's ridiculous. That's a problem that we have.
But that's part of colonization. That's part of
No, I agree. I get
colonization.
that, and that's a problem that we need to
And then
let
not
go
even
of.
wanting to do business with owned businesses. Like we have to ask and support. We have to make it like a pitch, support black businesses. Like, oh, that should be normal. But because of
Should be.
colonization, it's not normal. So we have to keep telling ourselves support black businesses. And there's other things I can mention, but that's part of the decolonization process. And when I say it, people think I'm attacking them for to become Africans. I never once said become African. All I said that we all need to decolonize.
Can I add something to that, Pan? So even when I came up and answered the question, I honestly was answering from in a way. So right now, just listening to you two and the other people speak more just showed me that just decolonization comes in a lot of forms. It's not just one way. Because even when I came up, I was just thinking of one way. I'm like, I don't think that I need to decolonize, right? But now even thinking about it, like even the way we speak to each other, these people will like put words out there that we should prefer reference on each other, and we do it like we repeat the same rhetorics, because like in our mind we were taught that whatever news they feed to us is the correct information, but we know that's not real.
That's another
So
colonization. That's another form of colonization. The
exactly.
media.
Because like now it's like there is like a mentality of like when a brother, a black or an African brother will like sell you something, in your head you thinking that he probably is like scamming you, when the
Yes,
same white tea
that's
man is like
colonization. Not to
representing
trust
the
each
same
other.
item, correct? When the white tea man is like representing you the same item, now you're thinking just because he has a paler skin that he must be right of what he said. So in that mindset as well, we are colonized. So we are colonized in a lot of different ways or forms and shape that these people have like wrapped us all around their finger. So it's a different, now I was just thinking short way, but you're right. But I'm gonna let someone else
And
speak.
it's everybody has at a different level. Everybody's not at the same level of colonizing. So that means we are all. I'm still colonized. I'm
We
still
all are.
colonized. I used to be more
Yeah.
colonized than I am today, but we are still colonized. And let me just move on to Fly. And I'm sorry for keeping you waiting, sister.
It's all good.
Please
I did
introduce
want
yourself to the
to.
rest. They might not know who you are.
Oh yeah. I always forget to do that. I am Fly Bookworm. I am from Maryland, and I consider myself to be African American, Black American. And I did want to say that there are like a couple of Black owned car companies in the States. One is in Detroit.
Detroit, Detroit.
Atlanta, I think it is. His name
There's
is
another one in Detroit as well.
yeah, it's Derek Automotive in Atlanta, and there's a woman I think in Detroit, and there may be one other one. So there are a couple of car companies who are black owned and this is something that I'm just learning. So that's something to look into when I'm ready to buy my next vehicle. But that is a thing. There are definitely black businesses out here that we can
Follow
patronize.
you.
I'm sorry.
Follow you. Also, let me follow you right now. I just did.
Right there.
Keep
Um,
talking, love. Keep talking. See, this is what we need. Hallelujah. Listen, okay, be quiet. I'm going on mute. I'm sorry.
there are definitely a lot of companies that we can patronize. Like I don't know if people know, but we have the Black Canned Good Company. They have like their entire farm, and they have canned vegetables. And I will get the name of that one too. Let me see if I can Google it real quick. But there's so many things that we can do right now, and I do agree with the fact that we just gotta the arguing has to stop. I mean, like, because it's just not helpful. And I do think that decolonization is mandatory. It's going to help. It'll help us see each other, even if we're not like, okay, you're my best friend. It'll help us see each other as, even if you don't want to say I'm an African, cool, whatever. But you can see this next black person as an ally. Those of us who are going to be like-minded in that way, that want to practice black economics. So that's just my only thing. I do believe that we need to decolonize our minds, and I do believe we need to remove ourselves from anything YT. And that doesn't mean I'm talking about moving to Africa. I am not. I'm talking about mentally. Our mental, it needs to be removed. We need to separate our mental from the things that we have learned to love and to cherish in this country, because a lot of it, and this is, black people everywhere. I'm not speaking just on Black America, but this is something that is literally stifling our growth. It's stifling our growth. So the only way that we can do that is to try to figure out the ways that we can work with each other. And I think that means that we need to go ahead and I hate politics so bad, but I think that we need to have those people that are going back into politics. And we need to have some think tanks. There's a lot of things that we need to do, and arguing is just not the way that we're going to get there.
So
I'll
ain't.
end there. I'm sorry, what you said?
No, I said it sure ain't. I agree with you. Arguing is not gonna get us nowhere. We're not gonna get nowhere at all. I mean, and I believe that if you take, let me just say this and I'm gonna stop. I believe that if you take the time and put your mind into anything, you can achieve it. I can tell you one thing. I came up with the idea of creating a phone company sitting right here on TikTok with everybody arguing and people saying that there is no opportunities for our people. We don't have jobs. We don't have this. We don't have that. So I said, okay, what can I do? I got a little savings. What can I do? And that's what I did. I went all in and I created a phone company. I pushed it out there for employment opportunities. And everybody that was complaining that they ain't got no job, I sent it to them. And ain't nobody said, let me come and work yet. So I don't know. But
we have toilet paper, y'all. We have so many things.
Yeah, we have a lot. But anybody interested, it's Toxic Wireless. Let me throw that out there.
But is that so another form of decolonization is individualism. That's not us. That's not us.
That's the thing. It is us here in America.
Oh, snap.
Because it is. And it's like, that's what I meant. Do we have to deny then who we are? That would be a lot to take that out of me. And I'm not saying that is the best answer, right? Because I don't know, the opposite of individualism, you talk about socialism or collectivism, that may be what goes on in some African countries, but you got to remember, we are not African anymore.
Man, but
Speak for yourself, please. Speak for yourself.
No, I'll speak for all of us. If I'm being
No,
truthful,
you're not.
Man,
You'll
but
never
you're
speak
not.
for me.
You're not.
Yeah,
Because that's just
I'm
not
being
true.
truthful.
That's not
You
true.
do not speak for me.
We can
Speak
look
for
at our
yourself. You
history.
definitely don't speak for me.
Yeah, that we can literally look at our history and see that we have not been individualistic. This individualism. This came
We
along.
don't live in history.
Excuse me, I'm not done. After integration. So once integration became a thing, that is when this individualistic mentality came about. So, and that's not, it's actually barely considered history, because history is technically considered 50 years, and it's only been about 60 or 70. What? That's not even real history. That's, this is our present. So the fact that we're individualistic, that was not how could we rebel if we were individualistic? How does that happen? How are we creating schools? How are we creating churches? How are we creating communities if we're individualistic? So this is the thing that irritates me. It irritates me because as a Black American, I get this. I hate to hear us talk about ourselves in this manner when it's wrong. What you're saying is it's just not right, miss. We have always
Period.
worked together. Period. Yes, always. We worked together
How
on
do
the
you think
shit
Harriet got
when we were
Work
up out of
revolting
together
on
here?
shit.
too.
Please stop interrupting. Please stop
Yeah.
interrupting. Let her finish
We,
her thought.
we worked together revolting on ships, revolting on the way to the ships, revolting in the dungeons. We have always done that. So this whole thing is just you can't push this narrative, ma'am. It's just not right, and it's wrong. It's wrong. It's not even historically accurate, and I'll land there.
Did you all have a
Pan, I
saying
would
in
like
America?
wait.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I would like to play something. I would like for people to listen to it closely, and I would like for people to stay on mute until it's finished. Please do not interrupt the video with your commentary, or I will drop you myself if the host doesn't. Okay? Thank you. This is from over 30 years ago. Okay?
The African living in America is ashamed of Africa. Why? Because his history is presented to him by the enemy, bourgeois theoreticians in the pay of capitalist services. His history is written for him by those who seek to uphold and defend the backward capitalist system. Thus, when he comes even to talk about Africa, he is ashamed of Africa. Why? Like the man who hates communism, he knows nothing about it. It's the same process, you see. For us, it's a little bit tighter. It has to be. It has to be. But it's the same thing. You'll find a man the other day, I said to him, my brother, you African. I ain't no African. Blacker than me. I wasn't born in Africa. All right. If you're born on a ship, what would you be? I don't know nothing about Africa, of course. When you're born, you don't know nothing about nothing. It's only when you learn something about something that you learn something. You know about America. You didn't born learning about America. You don't know Africa because they don't teach you anything about Africa. Yes. But it's your responsibility to learn about Africa. The African.
Did y'all hear it good?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I want to respond to that
Good.
because that just takes it right back to what I was just saying. So, playing a video to say what somebody else felt, that was their opinion and how they felt. Once again, it shouldn't, because you playing that video is like saying, see, you are African. See, you did come from Africa. So we're still pushing that on people. If somebody don't want to claim that they came from Africa, that's not going to benefit what we're trying to do to move forward. From my knowledge, for what I've heard, people been at this for 7 years. So if it's 7 years, people ain't got people to say they from Africa by now, it's not gonna happen. So are we gonna take another 7 years to show a bunch of videos of somebody saying I'm from Africa or my ancestors is from Africa, and then shame on you niggas for not wanting to claim you from Africa? Or do we put stuff in place so we can go ahead and pull ourselves out the bottom once again? I keep saying that.
Okay, I'll
So
say
black.
this.
So
Wait,
black.
I'll
No, hold
say
on.
this.
Let me play. Don't lose your train of thought. I'm just gonna play this one more time because I don't think she was here when I played it the first time. So just please listen, Black.
A menace both America and Europe alike. So in a time of headlines heralding the end of the transatlantic era, let it be known and clear to all that this is neither our goal nor our wish. Because for us Americans, our home may be in the Western Hemisphere, but we will always be a child of Europe.
All right, go ahead, sis.
What I was gonna say is this video wasn't for any of the people on the panel who feel that they aren't African. This video is for the people who are listening. The people who on the panel who feel they're not African, I don't want them to claim African. That's fine. The video is to show that this is historical. This is an old conversation, and it's been discussed by the brightest of us over 30 years ago. Anybody who doesn't feel that they're not African, even though the world sees them as such and will treat them accordingly, to me, they are lost, and I don't want to find them. So no, the video is not about them. It's about everyone else.
Thank you. And if Europeans are there building allyship, trying to build stronger bonds, saying that their children, actually whitey Americans, say that children of Europe, children, when
One
we
man,
hold on, let me
one
finish.
house.
Why you keep interrupting me? No, saying that they're children of Europe when we should be saying that we're babies of Mama Africa. Like we call her Mama Africa for a reason. I'm not saying y'all should claim her, and I'm not saying you should be African. Like I said earlier on, I admit and I accept and I believe y'all should maintain the new ethnogenesis that ethnic group that is now called African American. Y'all should hold tight onto that. Or if you don't want to hold on to tight onto that one, you can claim Black American. But we are all babies. No matter how far the branch have grown and how far across the ocean is gone, we are all still the babies of Mama Africa. All of us. No matter what. She might be limping because of what the whitey man is doing to her. She might be all beat up because all she's endured from the whitey. Yes, but we are all still her babies. She's the one feeding the whole world. She is literally feeding the whole world. Like literally. Yet we want to disown her. We want to disown her because she's all beat up by the whitey man that is beating all of us, her children, up as well. This same whitey man that you Black is talking about, that you don't have to deal with that businesses, you can create your own and have us come short. Yes, but they're your competitors now because you identify them as the other. But if we don't band together and love ourselves, and you see Africans as part of you, and see Jamaicans as part of you, and see Trinidadians as part of you, and see people from St. Lucia as part of you, people from Belize as part of you, people from all over the world that are Black as part of you, how are we going to do that business with each other, with self, with love? How?
You may just have to do business another way by survival. Because not everybody that does business together is going to always get along. I can tell you one thing, and I'm from South Central LA. At one point in time, the Bloods and Crips had to work together. And they did that out of a common enemy. So if everybody can get their heads out of their ass and figure out, we know we got one common enemy, and let's figure out how we can maneuver together and forget everything else and move towards the common enemy, which is the pink people, then that's where we need to be looking. Because we can sit and like I said, it's been 7 years of the same conversation, to my knowledge. From what I heard, it could be longer, but somebody said this been going on for 7 years. So like I said, if you haven't got nobody in 7 years to change their mind,
They have.
and in 7 years they done came up with a whole title and everything else. I don't know how all this stuff, because like I said, I haven't even been a good maybe 6 months, maybe 7 months into it. But at the end of the day, if the Bloods and Crips can come together to work together to get rid of their common enemy, I know we can, because it ain't never that serious right here versus the Bloods and Crips. And then we got Black Americans versus Africans versus Native versus whatever, At the end of the day, all of our skin look alike, all of our hair rocking with a similar texture, and all of us got one common enemy that is trying to keep their foot on our neck. I won't use the word oppress, because I be goddamn if I'm gonna be at my old ass age talking about somebody oppressing me in 2026. So I won't be using that. But I can say somebody trying to put their foot on my neck, but I'm a fighter, so I ain't gonna let that happen. So I've been able to pull myself out of any rabbit hole that I thought that I was finna fall into. And I think we all can if we really put our minds together and focus on that. Focus on how we gonna pull ourselves up out the rabbit hole that we fell in. And if we not in one, how we gonna make sure we don't fall in one. And if we got the options and opportunities to help our sisters and our brothers, then we do so. That's where our mind really should be like focused at.
So let me say this: we understand that like everybody else is practicing community. Like if you look at the small hats, that money circulates amongst them. Just think about how that works. Money is like it's like a currency and energy. It's supposed to circulate. It's not supposed to be hurt to one person. It's supposed to circulate it. You can make more than you circulate. That's when it accumulates. But it's supposed to be circulating. Why do we get the money and immediately we get it? For some of us, we give it back to them.
But
Why?
that's, you know what? I'm gonna
Hold
just
on,
say
sis. Hold on,
this
sis. Hold on,
too.
hold on, hold on, sis. We give it
Okay.
back to them in the grocery stores. We give to them in the fashion stores. We give it them in the car dealerships, the cell phone stores. Like we could just give it back to them. Like we go. Some of us, not all of us. I'm gonna keep saying some. We go to that place of employment. We get it. They pay us for what we do, what we work, and then we turn around and within a week. We give it back to them in a different form. Like the money goes back to them instead of it circulating amongst ourselves. That's what community is. Instead of okay, it goes to a black doctor. You say it goes to a black doctor. The black doctor goes to a black cell phone owner business. The black self owner business go and source her materials from another black wholesaler. Like it keeps circulating. Why do we turn around and give it back to them? That's community. And there's other forms of community as well. But we don't do that. We don't. And when I say decolonize, people want to attack me but I understand why. But we have to do the work, and it has to take all of us individually to personally decide on embarking that journey. It's an individual journey. That's why it's a choice. It's a choice.
Wait a minute, you talking about being individualism now?
No, I'm talking about to do the work. It's a choice of individual. You have to do. Nobody's gonna force you to become to decolonize. Nobody's gonna force you. You have to do the work yourself by reading books, studying, practicing love and self-love, and then loving your neighbor like you love yourself. It comes from self. So when you see an African is still colonized and they're looking at you some type of way, because of your new level of awareness, you can say, hey, brother, that's not them, man. Then you can talk to them a little bit different versus being combative with them. You can tell that just by listening to me. I'm not combative towards any of you. As much as it would have gone there if I was still the way I used to be, we could have all gone there and we would have been all arguing by now. All of us. But that's not who I am. Because I've come to love myself and I've come to love my neighbors. Regardless of how you still I'm not saying you should be African. When I say decolonize, it doesn't mean become African. That's not what it means. It means removing whatever the virus that the white tea put in you that doesn't belong there. Try to identify what it is and remove it. That's all it means. The mind virus. At one point, they were programmed every night. All of you saw this. They were this. You know why? The reason why they run ads all the time is for you to finally give consent and go buy whatever they want you to go buy, or show you the drugs, the smugs, or the pills on TV over and over and again. And even though in the end they give you the little I don't forget what they call them. They say it really fast in the end, but the real message they want you to hear is the commercial. In the same manner, they used to play on repeats. Show your Africans and say donate 5 cents. Like that was all of Africa, over and over and over and over again. That gave on the American side, it gave you a preconceived notion of who Africans were. And on the African side, they use documentaries to show us how These same white tea people, how African Americans or Black Americans are criminals, lazy, and XYZ. But this is what they wanted us to see of each other. And guess who else they showed these things to? They packaged the two together and shipped it to across the world together. They showed it to the Middle Easterns, the Asians, the Arabs. And then when they see us, they crotch their pores because that's who they think. The Europeans, that's who they think we are. They are the ones telling our stories to the world. And sometimes we ourselves believe their stories that they tell about us. But when they make their own movies, look at the epiphiles. Look at how evil these people are. Yeah, they want to present themselves as angels in the movies. They want to present themselves as superheroes, Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, Catwoman. They can do all this magical stuff. When they make their Disney movies, Cinderella, Snow White, come on, y'all. They're the ones painting the narrative of how we see the world. This is all part of colonization. And we need to decolonize to find who we are, to start loving us. It's not about being African, it's about loving us. Love, 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 love. Love thy neighbor, life, love thyself. That's what it's about, amongst other things. If we love ourselves, we'll take our time to go a little bit further down the road to go find that Black business owner than the convenient one close by. If we love ourselves, when we see one of us in the street begging for money, we'll help the person, homeless person that is one of us. That's what it's about. It's not about calling yourself an African. I've not even said it once on this panel. Not once. All I said was decolonize. That's all I said. Decolonize. But y'all go ahead. I don't want to hog up the microphone.
Pam,
Mm.
you had such a nice message. It was really kind. But I'm going to say this, okay? I'm about to throw a wrench. Like I said in the comments multiple times, me personally, I cannot associate with people who have a negative image of Africa in their mind to the point that they don't want to claim Africanness, that they want to distance themselves from the African and African American, or from the Africans who are our ancestors, who we are. The lady earlier, she said, do you believe that we're displaced Africans? You said no, that's fine. For me, yes, by the literal definition, yeah, we are. If those people are still Europeans and they're still proudly Europeans and they're practicing pan-Europeanism, then what are we? Then what are we? We have to be logically consistent with things. How people feel they want to identify themselves, they can feel whatever way they want to feel. But the world does not operate off of feelings, okay? There's a clear hierarchy here, and we're placed in that hierarchy due to our origin, okay? The land from which we came, and the whole relationship that has sprung forth from that. Also, I don't know if you already touched it because I had left for a minute, but I think we need to be clear on something as a people, that we need ideological cohesion in order to make any lasting change, any lasting movement towards self-determination. We can't have all these different ideas of how we're going to do things and then expect us to be organized into a unit that's capable of actually accomplishing something long term. That doesn't make sense. Okay, we see superficial or illusions of Europeans having different ideas, but they all unify under them being of European ancestry, of them still being Europeans. They live a pan-European reality. Okay, but then I get up here and I have people who are clearly African, whether or not they see themselves that way or not. I hear them criticizing Pan-Africanism and they know nothing of it. They probably haven't read a single text by any of the pioneers, okay? And it's doing a disservice to us as a people globally. Even if you don't see yourself as African, I would question, why come to a live that's talking about Africans and Pan-Africanism? You know, that doesn't make sense. You're distracting from the larger message. You're distracting from our actual goals. Earlier, we were talking about Africa, and then someone came up, like you said, talking about how they're not all this other stuff like that. Look, I don't care how individuals on here view themselves, but I do care about people distracting from the program. The program is Pan-Africanism. Okay, if you feel like you're not African, get lost, in my opinion. Okay, in my opinion, it's his live, but if you're not African, why are you here? Just like, I'm gonna even add another one. Asian people, particularly Chinese, okay? The dragons, particularly them. The reason why they've been able to accomplish all that they are able to accomplish is because they have ideological cohesion. They move as a unit, okay? They believe in a goal, and they believe in a certain way to implement that goal with small, minute differences, but an overarching goal nonetheless. And they work towards it. But then we're talking about doing, you know, micro transactions and small business with each other, but then we're going to do it in the context of a pan-European world. And we're not going to work to structurally change that because we don't have an ideology that is unified. That makes no sense. Like you said earlier, we're just going to be having our individual businesses, which I do support, but I understand that that is not something that is permanent. That is not something that is long lasting. We're still going to be on an economic system that is controlled by them. This is why Pan-Africanism is something that is holistic. It's tackling every level or layer of the problem. And so when people come into the live and they want to diminish the different, I don't know, speakers or the different founding fathers or pioneers or intellectuals of Pan-Africanism, when they're explaining to us how things work and how we can't have piecemeal Pan-Africanism, it's a disservice to our collective movement. So Pan-Africanism is not just buying black or black excellence TM. That's not what that is. Okay? That's black nationalism, black capitalism. That's a specific thing. And you can do that. But when you do that, understand that that is not working towards liberation by itself. It needs something ideological to support it as a base. That's all I have to say about that.
That I am disrespectful. I don't see there's anything that I said that was disrespectful. Dissenting, perhaps. I haven't cursed anybody out. I haven't called anybody out their name or nothing like that. But
You have ran over him multiple
if I can
times.
finish now.
I've been quiet. You didn't let him finish multiple times. That was the disrespect. Multiple times you didn't allow him to finish anything he had to say, and then had the nerve to say that you weren't disrespectful.
Okay. So Pan, do you want me to finish?
But you didn't allow him to speak in his house.
Okay, so am I going to do this or not, Pan? You say this is your place. This is your space. Because I can't.
Go ahead.
Is she done talking? Go
away.
ahead and say what you're gonna say. She done talking.
Pan.
Away. Go ahead and finish. I was away.
But then I was cut off. Okay. So yeah,
I was away. My bad.
Okay. I haven't. All I said was that I don't think I said anything disrespectful. Like I said, I didn't cut anybody off and cuss them out and call anybody up. Here we go. I didn't call anybody out their name. I've been in disrespectful rooms. But what I did say was not hold the same views as most of the people in here. And you can tell people are hot. Like, they don't agree with it. And why you here and all that kind of bullshit. Well, I mean, that's the purpose of spaces.
I'm not, because you disrespected him on his panel.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm gonna say this real fast, but
oh my God, no! Don't say it real fast because you cut me off when you're doing that.
Okay, but I'm gonna let you go.
You gotta jump in. You gotta do something about it.
If you came into a Pan-African space and you knew
hold on, ladies.
You came into his room and cut him off.
Seriously,
and then have the nerve to be a.
And she's still going.
The nerve.
You can use your mouth.
I know I can, but hold on, ladies. Let her finish.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean.
Let her finish. Please let her finish. Please.
Jesus Christ. Right. And so if you're in a space where people are, not interested in a dissenting opinion, in discussion, because that's what happens in a genuine conversation, right? Otherwise it's an echo chamber, right? And I've been in spaces that are echo chambers. If that is what this is, and I'm talking to you, Pan, since this is your space, because like I said, I think you were very reasonable, right? Even though we don't necessarily agree with the same thing, but you would let me express my views. If folks in here gonna get mad and your mods are gonna kick me every time they hear me breathe or some shit like that, then I'll go now. But I will go if that is what you want, because I thought that this was a space for discussion. That's all I wanted to say.
I defended you earlier, sis, but what I'm
I
trying to
would like
say
to ask
is,
the host something.
what I'm trying to say is, if you came into a space, and I don't know because I wasn't here, but they keep saying that they were talking about their issues. So if you came into a space and they were talking about their issues, and then you turned around and made it about your issues, then you were looking for what you got.
That's exactly what she did. And not only did she do that, but she did it speaking over the host, who was dead in the middle multiple times of what he was trying to express. She jumped in on top of him multiple times and then sits here on this panel with the bumdacity to think that she should not be spoken over.
Can I ask the host something? I found
Let me know what you would like. I'm still waiting to hear from you.
I would like for you to be silent. That's what I would like. But,
I said Pan.
Or exit. The exit button is right down there at the bottom.
Pan was who I was speaking to.
I don't care who you were speaking to.
I'm trying to ask the host something I'm curious about. Did y'all talk about this Pan-Africanism? Do they practice that in Africa?
Yes, ma'am.
Really?
Yes.
Then why do we get so much hate from the Africans?
Africa is like a huge landmass.
A huge percent, but you're always talking about the FBAs and the hate.
You hear me? They're talking about South Africans, right?
From South, yeah.
Well, yeah, I talk about everybody, ma'am. But Africa is a huge landmass. There's about
the Pan-Africans. Like, what practice of Pan-Africans do you see over in Africa?
Okay, I'll tell you, ma'am. I'll tell you. If you let me, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I'm curious.
All right. Africa is a huge landmass. Not everybody share the same ideology. America, I just said Black Americans are about 40 million people. Let's leave it at that. In Africa, there's about 1.5 billion people. So you're gonna hear more from them than you're gonna hear more from African Americans, from different. All of them have different ideologies, different mindsets. But in terms of Pan-Africanism in Africa, I'm gonna start with the Sahel country. That's one. They are working in unison in terms of defense, in terms of education, in terms of connectivity. They are erasing the borders that the Europeans imposed on them, and now they're now functioning as a bigger country versus what they used to be, from what they drew up in the Berlin Conference. If you're familiar with the Berlin Conference, that's one. Two, they are countries that are now also in the southern part of Africa that are opening up their borders and creating vis-a-vis travel similar to European Union, where you can travel from one country to another without visas. They are building, they're creating more connectivity using railways and easier travel by airways. And then if you go to, there are a lot of organizations in Africa that practice Pan-Africanism. One of them is called ADDI. That's one. It's the members in that organization compromises of the diaspora and continental Africans. Some of the leadership in that organization entails African Americans, a lot of African Americans, scholars in that organization. That website is ROURADDI.org. They are doing wonderful things. If you want to look them up, RADDI.org. You can look them up. There's another organization in Mali doing phenomenal work, trying to find ways to help them liberate themselves. Institutes, I forget the name, but I can. If anybody wants the Pan-African organization, I can give them the name. I can get the name later on. And then there's countries there are countries that are functioning together, like Namibia, Zambia, and I believe Botswana, that are also working together to find a way to make their economy function as one. Then you go to East Africa, the Eastern African bloc. They're also trying to work together to create one cohesive economic bloc. And then there's many more that I may not be aware of, smaller ones, bigger ones. Recently, the president of Ghana made a well-known Pan-Africanist a diplomat to make his travels a lot easier across the diaspora. For example, his name is Wademaya. If you don't know who he is, he's now a diplomat, and he talks to heads of states all over the continent, and he's trying to bridge the gap on his own, just himself as a Pan-Africanist. Another institution that is working hard to connect the diaspora is African Union, working with the CARICOM. They're working together to fight for their reparations as a unit. They did try to work with African Americans and through an organization called the Uhuru Socialist Movement Party, out there in St. Louis or Florida. I'm not sure which of the two, but the big bald eagle, the big one, the big G, got in the middle and sabotaged the link that they were trying to build, the bridge they were trying to build through African Union and the CARICOM. The CARICOM is in the Caribbean, and then African Union is in Africa, and they were trying to invite in African Americans for all of us to start working together and find a way to get our individual reparation, not us trying to get into your business or you trying to get into our business or us trying to get into the Caribbean business. No, all of us working together as allies to fight that one common enemy, to tell them that we need our reparations. And I can keep going, ma'am. Tell me when you want me to stop. And then also we say something. Okay.
Who's the one common enemy?
I was listening.
Who's the one common enemy if like different Western countries participated with enslaving
So
black people in
they
different locations?
they see themselves as one. I don't know if you listen to the audio. I can play the audio one more time, but he said
No. But they're not all going to
we
pay
might
the same bill.
hold on. Okay, so have you heard about? Do you know there's something called? They might not use the label, but if you look closely, you'll see it.
They're not all going to pay the same bill though from their treasury.
Let me finish.
I'm talking about.
They practice right. They practice something called pan-Europeanism, even though they won't call it that. They have the NATO, which is if you don't know what NATO is, they use the Article 5. If you strike on one of us, if you dare attempt to attack one of us, that means an attack on all of us. That's pan-Europeanism. That's allyship. If you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. You've heard that statement before. They have that written down on a treaty or a pact. Sorry, on a pact. They have it signed. You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. That's how we're supposed to be. They are talking about
reparations to all of the, because you said a common enemy. So like if there was, it would.
The common enemy are all the people that mess with Mama Africa. All the people that mess with Mama Africa. All the people that colonize Mama Africa. All of them is the one common enemy. All of them.
Okay, so Black Americans who are not in Africa,
they mess with your children. They took children of Mama Africa to a different land. Took them to the Caribbean. Hold on. Don't think the Caribbean is not included. They took them to the Caribbean. They took them to South America, Latin America, and the United States of America. So don't think it's just you. They took us everywhere. Those are her children. And her children, they've had children and grandchildren since that happened, or great-grandchildren. Those are still her children. But those are the reasons, those people that came and put us in the plantations, in the continents, in South America, in the Caribbean, and in America.
But it wasn't us. If you're in Africa,
But aren't you her child? Or, have you
see, that's what I'm saying. If I get hit by a car, not everybody gets paid who's on my block just because they were parked there. Like the person who
are you
suffered
not
injury,
that doesn't
suffered
answer my
damage,
question. That doesn't answer my question. Are you not her child?
to get paid.
Are you not her child?
No,
Okay,
I
okay.
no, I don't
Then you're
see
not.
that. I don't
Then you're
see
not.
it like that. Am I the Scottish man's child? Am I the Native
Maybe.
American's child?
Oh man,
How
I
many
messed
people
up
can I be
too.
a child of?
You're
I'm a Black American's child.
you're the Scottish man's
I'm
child,
a baby
man.
from slaves, right?
No, you're the Scottish man's child.
Did you
Yeah,
say
like
that? I come from slave. I come from baby of slave. That's who I
No,
am.
you come from kings and queens. That's the mistake you're making. You come from kings.
No,
Just because your ancestors were
I
enslaved.
have
Hold on.
I
That's
have
because they
ancestors
hold
who are
on.
from
I was
there.
talking. Just because they were enslaved doesn't mean they're slaved. They're slaves. They were enslaved. Enslaved, not slaves. They were kings and queens. They come from royalty. Look up the history. That's where they come from. We had kingdoms in Africa before they created countries in Africa. We had empires before they created these countries that we have today. These countries are not even over 200 years old. These are young countries.
I didn't say I was Scottish. There's people in the comments saying that I'm not saying that, but I'm saying if you need all of your genetics to exist to survive. You can't just cut
Well,
out
ma'am,
70% of
no, but nobody's trying to force you to. Again, I told you, you make a choice. You choose
5
where
million of us.
you choose
I'm
where
not
you
I'm not
want.
that different.
You choose where you want to find yourself. If you choose, then make a choice. You decide. Nobody's forcing you. Make your own choice. If in a biological system, a parent can disown a child, and a grown adult can disown that parent. You can make your choice. You can choose to identify as however you want to identify.
I don't know where they get I'm 1% native. Yeah, I don't. They put a lot of stuff in here. Nobody knows me.
no one cares.
Why you caring about the comments? Just
Be more careful. Be more careful. Did I show you Pan-Africanism in the continent and outside of the continent? Or do you want more examples?
So we were talking about Pan Africanism earlier. Do you remember what we were talking about? Because we were talking to a gentleman who is from, I think he was from the Gambia, and we were having a conversation about Pan Africanism on the continent before a certain individual got up here, and then he dropped because we spent so much time on this distraction. So what exactly were we discussing? Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember, but I don't
Thank
know
you,
if
because
we
I
should.
was so mad because I was listening while I was at work, and I was so mad. I was like, "Oh, we got off topic. What's going on?" But go ahead. Sorry.
I remember, but I don't know if we should go back there.
Not here.
I think on a global scale, I think we can discuss Pan-Africanism on a global scale. Versus zeroing in on Africa, but because back then it was just me and Africans on the panel, so we were discussing Africa. But now I'm not sure who's all in the audience, if they're all still Africans only, or if we can talk about Pan-Africanism still, but as the prompt says, including everybody that is in the prompts. I'm saying we can talk about Africa and the Caribbean. We can talk about what's going on. There's actually be more careful. There's a bank. There's a wonderful bank that is giving away money, loans, investment funds. That is a Pan-African bank. A Pan-African bank. A Pan-African bank. It's called Afrizim Bank. That bank is out there giving away loans to the Caribbean and Black. You need to look into it. Afrizim Bank and see if they can loan money to your business since you want to go international. See if they can fund you. to do that. They will listen to you. Afrexim Bank, if somebody knows that bank, please type it in the comments. Afrexim Bank, they will help you scale up your business with funds in the tune of the hundreds of thousands of millions. So look into it. You already have an established, somebody already typed it for you. So copy it, go to that website and apply. They might be able to fund you to go international with your business. So there's a lot going on in regards to Pan-Africanism. They've given a lot of people from the Caribbean a lot of loans to establish international businesses or businesses on the continent or businesses in the Caribbean. So I'm not sure if they do businesses in America. Again, the big ball-headed eagle, the big G, doesn't allow us to connect. Be more careful. I believe it was yesterday or maybe 2 days ago, I told you about Memorandum 46. They have this memorandum policy that states that they do not want us as Africans and African Americans or Black Americans to connect and build with each other. It's a 5-page document. Ma'am, did you read it, ma'am? You said you were going to read it. Did you read
I
it?
didn't get a chance. I saved it. I am going to read it.
Oh,
I didn't get a chance.
man.
The day yesterday's my birthday, so I didn't want to say.
Oh, happy birthday,
so-
ma'am.
Happy
Happy
belated.
Thank
belated,
you.
ma'am.
So,
Happy
but
belated.
I am going to read it because I like the research. So, yeah, I saved it. I looked it up, and I am going to read it.
Okay, it's a 5-page document that was written in the 70s. Let's think about what was happening in the 70s, 74 to be exact. In 64, that was when the Civil Rights Bills was passed, but the struggle was before that, but that's when it was passed. And in Africa, in the 1960s, some 62, some 63, some 64, some 57, that's when they were getting their independence. Oh, wow. So these people are getting that freedom in America, civil rights, not freedom in terms of slavery, but civil rights to gain more rights in America. And in Africa, these people are getting some more rights to self-determination, self-governance. But wait a minute. They saw it as a threat. Guess what they did? They started unaliving people in the big eagle country. In the big eagle country. MLK, Malcolm, Fred Hampton. The list goes on and on. But guess what? It doesn't stop there. You go to the Caribbean, on the Banana Republic, you find Abens, and other Caribbean people were unalived about the same time frame as well. You go to the continent, you find Kwame Nkrumah, you find Patrice Lumumba, and many other people at the same time. And you say we don't have a common enemy? At the same time. At the same time. It was like an unaliving spree. Like they went crazy in the 60s and 70s. And then they drafted this document called Memorandum 46 in the 70s saying that they do not want us to connect. And ever since then, we've never had leadership. No leadership to connect us. None. We after the Black Panther Party, after all the Pan-African organizations that they created, after MLK and Malcolm, we haven't gotten, and in Africa too, we haven't gotten true leadership after the unalived 20 in Africa. Like I told you, Africa, we're 1 point something billion. So we have more people to unalive when it comes to unalive. So they unalive about 20 plus people in Africa. And ever since then, we haven't had a chance to reconnect. And here we are trying to reconnect again. And I feel like they've manufactured this diaspora wars that we are all participating in, because why it makes it easy for them. Why should they do it themselves when we can do it ourselves? Distracted when they're building AI systems and humanoids and robots that are gonna have their own sentiments. When they're building the big boom booms and the big pew pews, how do we defend ourselves? Do we have a military of our own, or do we just find safety underneath the people that put us in captivity? Is that where we seek refuge and feel safe underneath that refuge, that systems? Is that how we feel safe? Our ancestors were fighting for liberation. Are we now looking for assimilation and closer proximity? Is that a new fight? Like, we have to make it make sense. And then at the end of the day, this is not for everybody. That's why Pan-Africanism is not for everybody. It's not for everybody. So not like they say, not everybody has to go. Not everybody has to go. I understand it. Even Jesus Christ didn't save everybody.
Harriet.
That too. So Pan-Africanism is just an ideology of people that want to seek allyship, not become kumbaya and become one people and become all Africans. That's not what it is. If you're in America and you have issues you're facing in America, let's work together and solve that issue. If people are in the Caribbean, they have an issue they're facing in the Caribbean, let's all figure it out and solve that issue in the Caribbean. If people are in Africa, they have an issue in Africa, we don't all have to move. But some people will choose to move. Some people will choose to move. Like people are moving to Thailand, Vietnam, Panama, Africa. People are moving because they don't want to be underneath this power structure. They want that escaping this power structure because now they understand what the system is all about. Again, I'm going to say it. If you haven't looked into the epi files, do yourself a service and look into it to understand why these people were able to do to us what they did to us 400 years ago. Do you think if we had that much power that like they did, that we would do to them what they did to us? Do you even think that we will do such, that we will be savages like them? Do you think we're loving people? We don't act like them or think like them. That's not in our nature. They were raping our women, eating our women, eating our babies, using their skins for leather. Come on now. And then if fast forward, they present themselves to be angels in our eyes, but underneath the smoke screen with the epiphiles is exposing them. And yet we choose not to see it. It's like the epiphiles is nothing. It's business as usual, it seems like. But that is the epiphiles is telling us who they truly are. It's right in front of us. That they're eating human beings, hunting human beings. Like I don't know if you have read the epiphiles. Maya Angelou said, "Show me who you are the first time, and I will believe you." I'll yield for now.
We got a new person on the panel. What's up? I wanted to get to AES earlier, but he dropped. New person, introduce yourself, please. Mr. Green.
Hi, I'm Mr. Green. I live next to Mr. Brown, across the street from Mr. Black, and we don't get along with Mr. White. Is that
What's up?
cool introduction? Hey, what's up, y'all?
What up?
Peace to
What up?
peace to my Pan-African comrades. So much to unpack. Lovely presentation a while ago too, Pan. But I hope you know you're only appealing to the very strong and pioneering minds. And at the end of the day, as you said, it's not. We speak of Pan-Africanism in this space quite often, and you get to realize that there's a lot of people that's far disconnected. It's a lot of Afro-pessimism, you get what I'm saying, and quite a little bit of Afro-optimism. You get what I'm saying? We understand, we as Pan-Africans understand that the four scholars, our four forebears, already announced that this is for the ambitious. You get what I'm saying? People who can see further than their fingertips. You understand what I'm saying? Excuse me. Yeah, you can hear me clearly, right?
We're with you. We're with you.
Yeah, so I hear you mention a lot of Pan-African institutions, and I think you missed out quite a few, you know, for the people who don't understand that there is a Pan-African parliament in Africa. You understand? That takes care of global Pan-African affairs. It might not have the strength that we desire, but it is an existing institution. As you say, the African Union was established by the post-World War independence movement all across Africa and dedicated to the Pan-African scholars of the diaspora. So we're not missed, and we understand the many people who have lost their lives in effort to connect us. You get what I'm saying? Stretch across from the Caribbean, from Walter Rodney, Maurice Bishop, you know what I'm saying, Pan-African men and women that we can name many names who have lost their lives at the expense of trying to tie us together and giving us a vision of redeeming our true position in this global space. You know, micronationalism won't help us still, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not here to convince anybody. I'm just here to help to add to the beauty of our scholars' vision. You get what I'm saying? We're here to just, the seeds of Pan-Africanism was planted perhaps 150 years ago when it was coined. You feel what I'm saying? And I think the people who planted those seeds were far from the shade that we're currently getting, you know what I'm saying? And we are in this 21st century seeing the potential of the full global African family. I wanted to say this. Do I have a minute? Do I have a minute?
Keep
Go
going.
ahead.
Keep going. Keep going.
We came over here as 12 to show you how our people is disconnected with geopolitical science. You understand what I'm saying? Whether they want to look beyond their domestic politics. We came over here, 12.5 million people over a 300-year imperial experience. We are now 200 and odd million diaspora. You get what I'm saying? Our Brazilian brothers and sisters is almost 100 plus million. There's like 40 something million Caribbean people, 40 million, 48 million or so African Americans, or who claims to be African American. I don't know what percentage today. I'm seeing so much other new species popping up. You know what I'm saying? But South and Central America, we have one of the largest diaspora. You get what I'm saying? The tragedies of the World War has extended the borders of Africa. Our foreparents' blood has given Africa's new borders. You get what I'm saying? We are now what? 54 nations in Africa and 17 in the Caribbean. What's that? 60, what's that? 54 and 17. That's what, 63 nations? Am I correct? 73 nations? Strong. You get what I'm saying? Our foreparents, we have inherited. You understand what the imperialists had intended for us to be heroes of wood and drawers of water. You know what I'm saying? We are seeing currently people who wasn't having any rights to be respected, any political representation, no land in this vast region. We are now political leaders, black Colombian president, black Panamanian female president. You understand what I'm saying? 17 Caribbean nations, pro-African dominated nations. So who am I to argue with a small group that is doing their best to diminish the power of our scholars, our Pan-African scholars. Huh? We're wasting time. Not you, hosts, but the people who are constantly coming here to show the lack of value in what they see of Pan-Africanism. It's a waste of time. There's too much beauty in it. You know what I'm saying? There's too much beauty in the development today. Pan-African movements were grassroots movements in the early 1900s. Now it is official, backed by governments today. You feel what I'm saying? Big up Mia Motley. Big up the Atlantic Destiny Project. You know what I'm saying? We owe it to our unborn children and to our ancestors, you feel what I'm saying, to have greater vision than just being subjects of the Caribbean. We're a child of a great grand continent, Big Mama Africa. We've been healing your wounds, and we intend to continue to heal your wounds. You feel me?
Yep. This is true, y'all. It's a choice. It's a choice we all have to make. It's either we are liberated or we remain subjugated. Are we gonna do this another 400 years, another 500 years again with the same whitey folks? Like we don't have a common enemy? Aren't that the reason why we were colonized in the first place? Another reason why we're in the plantations in the first place? Aren't that the reason why they send that missionaries to teach us that religion in the first place? Aren't that the reasons why we speak French, Portuguese, English, Dutch, and other languages that they forced upon us? Aren't that the reasons why the list goes on and on and on. Aren't that the reason why they now go back and keep instead of graping our ancestors, they are now graping the continent itself every day? Without us, they can't survive. Without us, they can't survive. Without our mom, our mother, they can't survive. They need to in order to eat, in order for them to survive, they need Mama Africa. If you look at the one they call the ones that eat the croissants, they like to eat that croissant, the long bread. Those people, the wee people, that economy is crippling right now. It's falling apart. Why? There's 3 countries that said no more. You're not gonna grape this portion of Mama Africa anymore. And they're trying all kinds of ways to get back to gripping her again. Like this person doesn't give up. They don't give up. You see the way they discuss. You see the way they discuss Mama Africa. You might think that Mama Africa belongs to them. Like Mama Africa is their property. Like her children, the heirs of Mama Africa have no say of what happens to Mama Africa. That's how they discuss Mama Africa. Like it belongs to them. The arrogance.
Could I add to what you said and
Of
something you
course. And then after
presented
that,
earlier?
yes, please. Yes, please.
Oh, sorry,
No,
yes.
go ahead.
Earlier, you played one of the most daunting piece of recording for the 2026 with one of the head of America's agenda appealing to Europe and letting them know that he recognized that he is a son, even though America is grand and glorious.
Nicknames.
Yeah, the eagle is grand and glorious. They're still a child of Europe, right?
Yeah.
Right? Clear as day, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's just to show you how it seems as if we have poor political sight as black folks. Like we are nearsighted. Like we can't see past our fingers. Here it is, Europeans trying to rekindle a 500-year transatlantic dominance. He said it in his speech. And our foreparents was subject. Our foreparents was the first industrial age for these European capitalists before they industrialized.
Human
It
labor.
is, yeah, our human labor, the backs of our foremothers and forefathers. And we still are not effectively trying to change our conditions in history. We have the world understanding that they were built on the backs of our foreparents. Not only America, the empires across the new world. You feel what I'm saying? You heard it in his speech, but yet still you can cry to our people on the top of the hills, in the depths of the valley, at the edge of the cliff, and we just still are. It seems like we have the lowest understanding. We have the lowest understanding, bro, and it hurts my soul, bro. It hurts my
Can I
soul.
read this part from the Kissinger thing from 1974? It's a secret report that came out. It said
Yeah.
the commission they found deep inside the quarters of the U.S. State Department. This is from Kissinger in 1974.
Do you
They
have the
found
actual? Do you have the actual document?
I found a Nation newspaper. It's like some document. When I
Okay,
looked up
hold on.
Kissinger, it
Let me
said the
see.
report concluded they was talking about Nigeria at the
No,
time.
no, no,
Nigeria,
not that. It's not. It's not that one. It's not that one. You're reading the wrong one.
no,
Let me see.
I want to talk about Nigeria and the aid that they even get today over in Africa and why it is. It said at the time Nigeria's population was over 60 million. The report projected rapid growth as a trend, saw not as an achievement, as a logistical problem. They was concerned that the population would stop them from using more resources instead of export. So that's when they came up with the aid to control the birth population over in Nigeria and the aid.
Okay. I'm not sure if that's the that's well.
This is a Kissinger report, declassified.
I know that's Memorandum 200. That's it. That's another one that is problematic. That's Memorandum 200. We can discuss that if you want, but
Wow.
that's it.
I mean, we had to really dig into this. This is crazy.
But I'm telling you, that's crazy. I know that's crazy. They needed to contain several countries, Nigeria included.
They said solution utilize foreign aid, health programs, and development partnerships to promote fertility reduction and slow population growth in high-risk countries such as Nigeria.
Right. So they're still doing it up till today.
Yep.
They're still doing
That's what
it
they
up
say is
till
the blueprint.
Right. They're still doing it up to today, but that's just one. That's just one. They have updated versions. They have updated version. The Fragility Act is one of them. The Health Security Act is another one. They have updated versions. Oh, you just read right now from the 70s. They have updated versions going on right now.
It's an unchecked demographic expansion. It could create instability, divert resources toward domestic needs, and reduce the flow of vital commodities, mainly of oil, to the United States. So they was only worrying about
the resources
from over there.
Right, because they wanted to make sure we don't industrialize. And some people say they're not. We don't. Well, I'm not gonna say it. I'll leave it alone. But yeah, when you read Memorandum 46, then you see it's like I said, it's a 5-page document. But hey, yes, maybe you can talk about Memorandum 46, please.
What up, brother?
What up, my man?
Man, what's going on with my sister over here?
Which one?
Doubting Pan-Africanism.
Oh, she's gone. She's gone. Maybe.
Oh, she's gone. I thought this was the lady down below. No, not her?
No, she's gone.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It just dropped.
Oh, okay. Well. I've been listening in for a while, man. Pan, it looks like you're on a road tonight, man, educating people with a lot of patience.
Sometimes it's needed.
Oh, Lord. Yeah. Well, Memorandum 46. Memorandum 46. That's the baby of the 3-letter agency, external. the three-letter U.S. intelligence external force. That's their baby to divide black people, to make sure black America.
Nicknames to your best ability and codify to your best ability. Por favor.
It's gonna be hard, but
I know.
yeah. Well, the three-letter.
Yeah, that's good.
That is on the other side of the ocean. That gathers information. That's how I would be able to decode it. So I
That's
guess
good.
I think that's sufficient. But yeah, man. So National Memorandum 46. Are you not familiar with that, man?
No.
She's not.
No.
But she knows about Kissinger, Henry Kissinger.
Right. But she just read 200, so maybe hopefully she finds 46 as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, that one is, just a quick summary of that one. In the 1960s, you had COINTELPRO. Are you familiar with COINTELPRO, man?
Yeah, I heard of it. I'm not
Yeah.
close. Yeah.
Yeah, so COINTELPRO, that was in America. And you know what they did to the Black American movement. That program was covert.
Nickname, please.
Huh?
Nicknames, please.
Nicknames, which one?
Ego.
Oh, yeah. So the ego, the evil empire, was going after black leadership. That's the COINTELPRO. You know that. So that program was covert. They also had another covert program in Africa, National Security Memorandum 46. And that program was designed to stop black unity, black Americans.
Oh, my brother.
Oh Lord, man, I don't know how to do it, man.
All right.
I have to think about it.
Let's stop here.
I have to think about it.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'll just stop.
You can talk about anything else you want to talk about. You can do it, brother. You can do it.
I know I can. I got to think about it.
Just take your time.
Yeah. So sister, just think of it like this. Black people, I can say USA. Can I or no?
No.
Damn, black people here in this nation.
Yes. Better. Way better.
And black people on the other side of the ocean.
Yes. She got it.
National Security Memorandum 46, the goal was to stop them from coming together. And they had that program, and some of the things in that program was that if the two groups, this side of the ocean, on the other side of the ocean, if they ever came together, that was a threat to the evil empire.
There you go.
So they made sure to put in place African heads of states who were puppets and removed African heads of states who were pro-Pan-African that wanted BLK people to unite and come together. So COINTELPRO was decapitating, eliminating BLK leadership in the evil empire, inside the evil empire. National Security Memorandum 46 was doing the same thing on the other side of the ocean and replacing them with puppets. So that's how that program, if you read about it, it gives you more information about that. So Southern Africa was hit hard because that's mainly the program talks about Southern Africa. Southern Africa, that's where the whiteys, they have the most whiteys in the continent of Africa. So yeah, I mean, you should read that. National Geographic, Discovery Channel, all those programs, I believe, were the result of National Security Memorandum 46. They had that program. Under that program, I believe National Geographic, Discovery Channel, all the NGOs that you see the children, the feed the children, children's flies on their face, and this and that you would see on the TV in the evil empire here. That was part of the national security memorandum 46 to make Africa look bad for the BLK USA. It was all like orchestrated. Yeah. So I mean, you get the point of it, man. I'll just end it there.
Yeah. And then you talk about all the diseases that is spread
Mm-hmm.
purposefully, and said it was Africans sleeping with animals and things of that nature, just anything to make us hate ourselves.
Yeah.
But we as children of Mama A, just need to figure out that these people have been running a game on us for centuries. We can choose to hate ourselves all we want, but if they never interfered, we will be a lot different today. I'm gonna keep saying that. It has happened, so that's where we are today. They interrupted, but if they didn't, things would be a lot different today than it was many years ago. And I might have 7th, 8th, and every African in the audience, we all might all have 7th, 8th, 9th cousins, generation cousins in America, and vice versa, and in the Caribbean too. Like there are people doing their DNA test, finding that 7th cousin, 8th cousins across the planet. These are true stories, factual stories. So we have relatives still existing till today, even though we've been separated for over 400-500 years. So on one of these lives we're doing, we might be hitting on our own cousins. We don't even know that we're cousins,
Yo,
separated.
Paz, speaking of that, did you hear Wani Wani and Tariq Nasheed are 80% Igbo Nigerian?
Nah, I can't. I don't want to go there because if it's a rumor, then I can't touch on it. But if it's factual and somebody has seen something,
I'm just trolling.
all right, all right. So yeah, we might have relatives in these databases, or even just forget about the database. Just in real life, just think about it. Some sisters, brothers were separated. Some stayed. Some left. Some were captured. Some escaped. And these people had children and children and children and children. Some were sent to the Caribbean, some were sent to the Americas, some were sent to Brazil. Like this was an European project, colonial project. Like these things really happened. Like you will have one family member split apart. They never saw each other ever again. Ever and never again. Some stayed in the continent, some went to the Caribbean, some went to the America, some went to Brazil, some went to Argentina. Everywhere it's Chile, I don't know what it's in. You know what I mean? They took us in a lot of different places: Dominican Republic, Haiti, like a lot of different islands. Like they do. I promise you, they are in existence. I promise you. Because why? We have shared ancestry. It doesn't mean that we are one people anymore. Ethnogenesis took place. Jamaicans became Jamaicans.
Wait,
Hold on.
I'm sorry.
Jamaicans
go ahead.
became Jamaicans. Trinidadians became Trinidadians. It did happen. But it doesn't mean that they've forgotten who they are or where they came from. Or they become who they are, but they're not disowning where the lineage is because of 400 years. The Europeans are still acknowledging that they are children of Europe. We heard it from them. But anyway, maybe it's because it doesn't meet the standards, the right standards. And I promise, I must stop here. The only reason Mama Africa is limping, the only reason Mama Africa is in a bad shape, the only reason Mama Africa is all beat up is because the YT is abusive. And not only the whitey, because of the whiteys being abusive, now other people are coming in and extracting from Mama Africa. You have the Chinese, the Russian, you have the Turkish, you have the UAE, you have everybody else coming in as well. Because Mama Africa is weak right now. But Mama Africa is getting stronger. As we speak, she's getting stronger. That's when you see it, when you hear Africa is rising, that's what it means, that Mama Africa is getting stronger. But it's going to take her children loving her and caring about her and caring about ourselves as cousins, as kins, all of us helping each other, whether it's supporting our businesses, wherever our business exists, whether it's helping each other, whether it's helping the homeless. It doesn't matter. Us helping us. Us helping us. Ubuntu. Go ahead, sister. Sorry.
Oh, my bad. I just want to make sure I heard you correctly. But even if I didn't, I'm just gonna say what I'm gonna say. Yeah, I don't buy into the whole ethnogenesis thing, like, at all. I don't buy into it. I don't believe in it. It's some shit that people on the internet made up, and people are running with it because they want to feel unique. And I think it's just very strange. But other people can feel how they want to feel. But a lot of these terms and phrases are misused or misapplied, and they are created by people who are not sociologists, okay? And they're also promoted by people who have a certain agenda. Like, people will tell you that you can say something because it furthers their agenda, but they don't actually back it with anything real. So no, I don't believe that we had an ethnogenesis. We never said no shit like that before. Not just the phrase, but it just wasn't a focus of ours. Like, if I were to speak to my parents or my grandparents about it, they would never be like, oh, we're not from the continent, or we don't consider ourselves African people anymore because we've been here for 300 plus years or whatever. Like, that whole rhetoric, in my experience, is a recent creation. So that's why I rebuke that categorically. I rebuke that whole thing.
Well, when I
That's
say
all I'm
that,
gonna say.
I don't mean that. Well, I don't mean it in the same meaning as you just phrased it, because I've heard that rhetoric before. That's not how I see it, but I could be wrong. But I'm just telling you what I think it means, and you tell me if you still think it's wrong, and then we can just move on. What I think it is
Cool.
that because of the erasure of identity that took place, not all of it, but some of it, some got retained, and then the continuity of some of it, and then the combination of other cultures that were westernized, that came from different parts, different parts of Europe and other places, and then the enslaved Africans took all of that and made of it what they made out of it, and became created a new culture of their own out of it, not forgetting where they came from, but they just, because of like the Haitians, hoodoo and all of that, and just took all of that and made something new out of it. It's what I see it as. Not forget where you're from. When we're new people, I don't longer forget. No, that's not what I mean by it. It's just that I acknowledge that because of the amalgamation of all the different African tribes that came together and formed a new ethnic group, and all with everything they brought with them, created something unique. Is what I mean by not necessarily forgetting where you come from. That's not what I mean. I acknowledge the continuity in some of the things, like a talking drum, that a polyrhythm from music. Some of the food, like okra, watermelon, all these other things, black eyed peas. Some people might not know where they come from. All these things, and some of the ways, some of the dishes are prepared. Not all of it. Some of it are new. Some of it come from European influence. Some of it were made up just because of what was had. So that's what I mean. So tell me if I'm wrong. If you still think the way you think, but that's what I meant when I said what I said. And it happened in Jamaica as well. Rastafarian, it didn't originate in Africa. That's what was formed out of what they had, and it was created in Jamaica. Not another place is created, like I said, hoodoo in Haiti. But that's what I mean.
Yeah. No, I don't think that you meant it in that way, and I'm sorry if I made it seem like you were saying that we should forget about our ancestry. I was just saying the entire phrase, the word, the way it's used typically, I don't agree with it. So, and I understand that you are in quite of a situation because you're not African American, right? So, because you're not African American, I understand that you can't um openly criticize certain things like that in the way that I can, right? So I'm just saying that I think ethnogenesis, like the whole concept, as it applies to us as descendants of Africa, is bullshit. Like I just don't believe in it. It doesn't make sense, even how they explain it. We are African people who came to the Americas, and we are still the tribes that we were. We just don't know them anymore by name. But with knowledge, you can find those tribes for a lot of people, right? Or, worst case scenario, if you got the funds for it, depending on where you're from, you can go to Africa and you can actually do the legwork there and pick up on it. And then you can reunite with your tribe, or you can be absorbed into another one if that's what you want to do. This whole thing about we became a new people, we didn't become anything different. We're still the same people. We just had particular experiences. If we were really using ethnogenesis as a marker of us changing, 400 years, which a lot of people have not been. That's another thing. A lot of people have not been in America for 400 years. But regardless, that's not enough time. That's not enough time for that to happen. So that's why I disagree with it. Like, and that's why I said earlier, we're displaced people, we're displaced Africans, but people don't want to believe that, and that's up to them. And I'm not about to argue with nobody about it either. That's what I'm gonna say.
Cool. Hey,
Mr. Rhodes has
most hated, I guarantee you there's more chances that you have cousins across the planet than just in America. Not that you don't have any cousins in America. There's more chance that you do have cousins outside of America than you don't. There's more chances than you do have cousins. Not immediate cousins, seventh, eighth cousins outside of America than you don't. You may choose to believe it or not, your choice. But there's more chances that you have more cousins, either in the Caribbean islands or in Africa. One of the two, but there's more chances that you do than you don't. I'll leave it there.
So did you get the understanding behind my long presentation? Did you?
Absolutely.
Okay. Because I think it is blind to many people to realize what we have achieved behind the loss of empire. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Britain enjoyed to float the slogan around of England having an empire upon which the sun shall never set, by which our foreparents was the engine of this empire. The transatlantic transatlantic system that was designed to totally benefit European empires by creating colonies, extracting resources, using free labor, upgrading from free labor to cheap and low wages. You know what I'm saying? This was their long-term plan of maintaining colonies and us as just consumers of refined goods, of which we are the subjects and the sons and daughters of the people who set their plantations and estates and, you know what I'm saying, work for their mega companies, you know what I'm saying? And we have the opportunity of awakening ourselves to realize that within this framework, we have gained footing. You get what I'm saying? We just don't have the common understanding and driven goal and developed doctrine. You know what I'm saying? That not well, we do have the Pan-African doctrine, but people seem to misrepresent and misconstrue. You understand what I'm saying? And not only attack the political philosophy of Pan-Africanism. You get what I'm saying? So I am here to try to let people understand that we are in a greater position than we think we are. It is mental emancipation that is needed. You know what I'm saying? One of our profound scholars said the greatest weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. You feel what I'm saying? Because we have the ability to what is the word I'm looking for? We have the ability to start building our own network and our own ecosystem, recognizing that we are 4 or 5 industrial ages behind. You get what I'm saying? In order to awaken the strengths of our dormant energies and awaken the possibilities of our youth. You understand? To understand what have we really what is our contribution to the great world of innovation? Where is our industrial where's our industrial a key word I'm looking for, ecosystem? It's fine to think about inventions and where we have made little contribution, but why is it that the ambitious and forceful civilizations of the world create ecosystems to benefit their children? We are sons and daughters of the richest continent, both in resources and in culture. You get what I'm saying? And global influence. And we haven't really dug in deep enough to realize that we are living on a Eurocentric ecosystem. You get what I'm saying? And it's nothing wrong to re-engineer. You get what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong to re-engineer and make and generate the power in all of the industries that we are so richly partaking in. You get what I'm saying? So those are the things. I mean, I'm trying to put it all together, but one of the main things it's awakening our industrial and commercial and social and political power. You get what I'm saying? That is the main goal, and creating this industrial ecosystem to speak a greater language to our young and unborn. You get what I'm saying? Because it's not looking good when you look at the world of who is, driving the world of innovation, securing their people and their children by, what I'm saying, competing in the necessary sciences that protect and drive our particular self-driven direction in the world. You get what I'm saying? Was I clear?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was over there by our brother's live today, and an interesting topic. Is there a superior race, or is there superiority complex? And it was interesting, the people who came and speak on the behalf of the YT race. Of course, all of the things that you can expect to hear, and all of the inventions and all of what they did philosophically and law and right. But I like the topic because it drives us to really understand where we are where we are in the universal spectrum. You know what I'm saying? In the in the garden of races and ethnicities. You know what I'm saying? What is the how are we going to harness power? How are we going to change our condition? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, my philosophy is the white race have been advanced in some sense for the last 400 years. Not superior, but advanced. Other civilizations, our foreparents had advanced civilization that inspired the other peoples of the world. We're seeing a transfer of power today where the Asians are literally becoming that advanced civilization. Am I right or wrong?
That's right.
We're living in an era today that the global hegemonic power, because of innovations and, you know what I'm saying, political and structural reforms and international outreach, we are now seeing a changing of the guard. We're now seeing another civilization threatening the so-called Western civilization, so much so that the Rubio's, excuse me if I could say it, could I say it?
Yeah.
Yes. The most current and daunting speech, which has been a topic on this platform, is clearly a beckoning cry to Europe and white supremacy that their civilization is being threatened in the natural affairs of things, because there's nobody threatening them through war. A civilization has risen to a place and position of how I should say it, literally effortlessly dictating the direction of the future of the world. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You understand? And if you listen to his speech carefully, it shows that what is our game plan? How could we ignore that through an imperial experience we have lost a lot, but we have gained. We have gained also. Let's start looking at the mere fact of our cultural impact across the world. We're talking about from culinary arts to musical arts to our contribution to the soft power that America uses of our African American brothers. Can we think of even getting grip of these things that we are the create? I mean, not create. We probably didn't create the art, but we dominate these things. And it's nothing wrong to re-engineer and personalize the industries that has been used against us. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Fair?
Absolutely.
And that is the awakening that we really need to realize through the eyes of Pan-Africanism, understanding that, you know what I'm saying, we belong to one of the largest human groups in the world. You know, we have seen other people through their post-colonial experience, India, China, you know what I'm saying? If we pay attention closely to the Bolivarian struggle in South America, the native people are trying to restructure themselves politically through different reformations. They're practicing what is it called? Plurinationalism, trying to build new political structures to involve all the indigenous groups, because we are unaware that a lot of these nations have multiple different ethnicities and different Amerindian groups, and they're practicing plurinationalism, giving more say to the the native groups who was silent and no representation for centuries. You know what I'm saying? So it's an awakening that we need to look at broader picture and stop micronational discussions about, you know what I'm saying, which particular group is the which particular individual group is the highest performing. And at the end of the day, when you look at the broad picture, we are chiefly consumers, right or wrong. Where's the industry that employs 1,000 black people, a black industry? You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
You look at your Walmarts, your Uber systems, your Uber Eats. These are the same people that has been ruling over us, changing their business structures and constantly pulling the carpet from our small business people who never get a chance to blossom and reach to, you know what I'm saying, the full potential. I guess it's time to start merging markets, you feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. What are we
We
gonna
need,
do? Oh, go
what
ahead.
are we going to do? Move from talking about unity to start looking at activity. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, because it's one thing, you know, the people who are even talking against our global African unity as sons and daughters of our same family. You get what I'm saying? Our people who are satisfied with the structures built by the common enemy. I didn't even want to use the common enemy. But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they turn
Imperial,
a blind eye.
imperialists.
They turn, say it again.
Imperialists.
Yeah, to the imperialists. You get what I'm saying? The
Mm.
rest of the world, the global south is challenging, currently is challenging that old Western
Posture.
hegemony. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you understand? But yet still, we who should have the most experience and be the sharpest and most resilient, I am disappointed.
Mm.
I am disappointed. There's people literally doing everything within their power to speak against the systems that was set by our intellectuals as stepping stones to chart our own destiny. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Highly, highly, highly disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask y'all something? I'm sorry. It's a kind of small diversion here or segue, I guess, but
Go
it's
ahead.
still related to the overall topic. Okay. So I finally watched the full thing earlier, right? And it was crazy. Like, yeah, it was really bad of the Munich speech. And I was just like, I don't know. I'm an animated person off of here. So like I was yelling at my computer. I was pausing, talking to people who watching with me, like, you hear this shit? Like I was just really upset. Even though I'm laughing right now, I was really upset. But when I thought about our lives on here, like there's a lot of points that I thought about the conversations that we have. But there was one point that I thought about, and I don't know if we discussed it. It was when he said that it would be geopolitical malpractice to not be in conversations with the dragon. And I thought that was so interesting. And he was like, everyone here is in talks, bilateral agreements and, talks with the dragon. It would be geopolitical malpractice to not be having conversations with them. And I was like, I think it's so interesting that he said that,
Who said it?
given all the Mr. Diamond during his
Oh, wow.
speech.
I
That
didn't hear
slipped
that.
me. Go ahead.
Yeah, he said that. He
You
was
know
like,
what?
yo, it would be.
We never
Hmm?
finished it. Uh,
Oh, yeah, I didn't?
We
Okay.
we
But
stopped.
yeah, when I heard
Or maybe
that,
we did. Maybe we did.
I did.
Keep going. Keep
Yeah,
going.
no, I was on him. I was on him. So I was like, yo, that is so interesting that he said that in his public record because of all the pushback that Africa, the Caribbean, any global South, area is getting for doing business and having conversations with China. And he was just like, that's malpractice if we don't talk to them. Everybody here, we talk to them, we work with them. We're not going to have, he's basically like, we don't have the same goals all the time, but it's a necessary relationship. That's basically what he was talking about for a good little portion. And I was like, wow, it's like people will really make you think that you're crazy for seeing this how it is, and then it's got to come out of the horse's mouth,
Yeah.
There was so much. That speech was so loaded. I don't even know where to start from.
When he talked about ancestry, the shared ancestry, it gave me
Yeah.
blood and soil moments, and I was like,
Oh
yo,
man.
I was like, this dog
Man.
whistle here, it's a bark, it ain't no whistle.
That shit gave me what you call it? Destiny or
Are you talking about when J.D. Vance and Miller and all of them went to Munich and spoke?
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, that
No,
was
no,
telling.
but we don't.
Don't do the name.
Oh, with
Them
those
fellas.
Yeah, don't.
people, I saw
Yeah.
it, and nobody. It was chilling.
Wasn't it?
Yes,
Oh
I saw
my
it.
god. Oh my god. That shit was chilling.
Yo, it gave Yahtzee.
Nah, that shit
Like,
gave
It
forget
didn't give. It was.
Yahtzee. That shit gave me
It
Tiki
was.
Torch. That shit gave me Tiki
Tiki
Torch
Torch.
and like,
Tiki
you know what I'm
Torch.
saying?
And I
Yeah.
say it gave Yahtzee because some people may not understand. I think it gave, like, can I say the deceased president's names? Because there's some that I thought about. Can I say them?
No.
No? Okay. It gave, can I say his residence? Because he has a famous residence. Like, I feel like I'm playing charades.
Yeah, you can try.
Okay, the owner of the Monticello,
You can just say Mossack.
him.
Man. Is that who you're talking about?
No. I'm talking about Eagle Country presidents that passed away.
That shit gave Birth of a Nation. 1915.
Yeah.
That's what it was. What are you talking about? They've had certain
I was gonna say
points. Same talking.
I was gonna say last name. Can I
You
just
know what I'm talking about, right, sister?
Go ahead.
Exactly.
Jefferson. It gave Jefferson and Lincoln type vibes. That's what it gave me too.
Be more careful. It gave you that Birth of a Nation vibe.
That's what it was. It's just 2.0.
2.0. That shit was Birth of a Nation 2.0. Shit. 5.0. Fuck that shit. That shit was 5.0. That man literally said before both world wars,
Hey, Porcelain, why wouldn't she be okay here? This is a safe space. Didn't you see the introduction? This is a safe space. Safe. You can come up too if you want. This is a safe space.
Oh no! Please leave Porcelain down there. God bless her.
No, I'm not hating Porcelain. I'm just saying that this is a safe space.
Look at her. Like, look at her. She too argumentative.
Oh, you would never. Oh, my bad. Okay, don't worry.
Feel your blood pressure. Okay, calm down. It's a bit late.
That man said before both world wars, this continent gave
all right, cool. She's good. Go ahead.
Yeah, gave the word, like you said, send their mercenary, not mercenaries. They're what?
He said missionary. He was talking about the missionaries and then the settlers.
Missionaries and explorers.
Looking at it fondly.
Explorers to build a civilization or build this Western civilization. I'm like, yo.
Wait a minute. Pan, do you see how people be talking to me out here, bro?
Hey, don't worry. No. Let's leave it. We're having a good conversation. Just let's focus.
I'm sorry. Lord. Okay, I'm sorry. TikTok said.
But more people didn't go
crazy to me on here.
even I try to get people to see it. They want to still talk about the same talking points instead of the bigger picture. Because that was scary. I made my business to see that video.
Man, y'all
Did
supposed
you
to
see the
start
one with
cracking
Little
40
Marco?
foot
Did you see the one with
containers.
Little Marco?
Who's Little Marco?
She knows.
Mm.
That's
Did
the
you
one
see it?
that's the one we're talking about.
I know, but I'm curious. She said something about JD. So I'm curious
Yeah,
if she saw the
but
one
when he
we're
went
talking
over
about.
to Munich and they had that
Yeah,
big
but I'm
that
talking about the Secretary of the States. Who are you talking about?
um I saw
You're talking about the Vice President?
yeah, he was there
Okay,
and
but whose speech are you
Miller
referring to?
We got
Miller
another
was
scary
there.
speech to watch.
Miller was there.
Okay, whose speech are you? Did you see?
I seen most of it. I
Oh,
just seen the basically not all of them, but the key points. I saw Miller.
oh,
He
yo!
was scary. He's
If you
just
watch the
scary.
full speech, he might have to rethink. He might have to rethink the current foreign policy of the world.
I need to go back and